Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out. Here we go. We are live, and I think everything's good to go. Got the live thing down yonder, notification on phone, in the new garage, all is well. Just had a nice dinner. I don't know about that, Fat Belly. I think you might be fucking with me, man. I really do. But that's fine. You've been known to do that in the past. Possibly someone else will come on and say, hey, you're good. Sounds fine, bro. Hopefully that someone comes on soon. Yo, what up, Derek? You hear me? Yeah, the smiley face. I knew it, you fucker. That's fine. It's tradition. I had so many fuck-ups, man, that I expected. But the fellas last Thursday had a little bit of a delay. So, happens to the pros, too. Hi, Vapist. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Hopefully we get Big Dog and Medium Dog to come on at some point, but you never know with those two guys. Alex, or Will as he's now known, hasn't really been around much. So, Atomic Waster, what's up, brother? He chats shit. We know he does, Derek. Totally, man. Let's see what I just got here. Notification, we're on Twitch. There was the dinner we had for my wife, lobsters, corn, baguette. Good shit. Hi, Tom. There's Waster again. Good to see you, man. I believe the link to come on is in the description below. I'm going to see if I can get this copied and pasted and get that sucker rolling in the chat. And anyone who wants to come on, you're always welcome. Oh, Big Dog, yeah, there he is. Anyone who wants to come on is always welcome. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a pretty good week, I guess. I got the stitches out of my hand. Well, I took the stitches out of my hand. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Probably not well. Top of the thumb there. It's all washed out. I can't see it, but taking them out was pretty damn easy. I'm glad I did it myself. I ordered a little kit on Amazon. Just little scissors with the hook on one side. You push the hook underneath the stitch, and you want to almost push it down into the injury a little bit so it doesn't. You don't want to tug on the damn stitch. I did that on the first one. That kind of hurt, but once you just get it, you put it under the stitch, clip it on one side of the knot, grab the knot with the tweezer, and just pulls right out. Yeah, I know, dude. I'm a cutter. No, I'm not. Sorry, I shouldn't joke about that sort of thing. Got a nice special glass here, little New England Patriots from a good man. Very good man. I know, Cup. It's I'm not going to do it again. I know now, 2 hands on the tool, and I knew that before, but what are you going to do? Could have been a lot worse. I believe this is strawberry diesel I'm smoking. Pretty tasty combination of the old school strawberry cough and the New York City sour D. Very nice. A little larfy, but it's got good flavor. Mamma mia. Yeah, so hopefully the dudes are around. Maybe Biscuit's around. I don't know. Natalie, possibly. I will let her know we're live. She's usually aware of it anyways, but it's not like me tweeting at her is going to get her to come on, but hell, you never know, right? We are live. Cool. Yeah, so, been a week here where they're trying to decide what they're going to do with the schools here in Massachusetts, even though we have a really low infection rate. I think it's under 2% for when they test people. They're getting under 2% positive. They still think that there's a lot of risk to bringing the schools back, which is a total bummer because a lot of kids are missing a lot of school and a lot of learning and social stuff aspects of it that they're missing out on. But I understand in the other sense that, it can spread when people get together. So that's what the deal is here. The chat has kind of slowed down. Hopefully it didn't freeze up. Probably not, though. Or did I freeze up? I don't think so. But you guys couldn't tell me if I had, so I'm sure it's fine. Wonder if anyone else drinking or smoking tonight. Tell me what you got rolling in the chat there. I can ask my wife if she still see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I know, Fat Belly. Yeah. The kids, too, are probably the ones that are the least likely to be affected. Seems to be obviously the old fuckers. And I'm, probably a little bit of a higher risk. I'm over 40 and a little overweight. Not nothing to hide on that end. But, hey, speaking of overweight, no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, brother. I won't bring you in on that.
How could you even?
It was coincidence, my man. Coincidence. Pure.
Wait, that light's making me look like a fucking geisha girl. There we go. That's a bit better. Yeah, my little girl's been getting me to do sit-ups and been telling me off if I don't do them. And she stands there counting as I get up. One. She kicked me in the face the other day, just as I was coming up. She went 1, 2, 3, kick to the face, and I couldn't help but, I couldn't help but love her even more for her cheekiness.
Yeah, I hear you. You know who Boss Rutan is, the fighter?
No.
She sounds like him. Kick to the face, kick to the balls. He's a Dutch fighter, hilarious.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, she's a good girl. She's been drawing a lot recently. I've been adoring it. Hey, check this out. You want to hear something cool? So, my neighbor ordered a table, like a coffee table, and she wanted one that, had like a secret compartment. It's sort of lifted up. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's for a laptop or what. I don't know. I don't care. And they sent the wrong one. So then they sent the one she wanted, and they were like, I don't give a fuck. So she gave me the first one. And I was like, sweet, I got a new coffee table. So I put it up last night. And then I settled down and I fell asleep on the couch watching Dr. Disrespect videos, who I'm obsessed with at the moment. And then at 6 a.m., my eyes opened and some dude was just like right in front of me. Bent over, unplugging my PlayStation 4 cables. I was just being burgled right in front of me this morning. Now, damn. I've not had a coffee table for 10 years or so I'm not used to having one. So I got up and just ran at him and just ran straight into the coffee table. And he got away.
Did he get anything? Did he get the PS?
No, man. I literally, I woke up, there was one cable just in the side there still. And literally, if I'd woke up 5 seconds later, he would have had the cable out and then he would have got. But no, the Nintendo Switch was right by his feet, man. He could have just slipped it out and gone with it. But no, he got my phone, which is fucking scary, man, because I fell asleep on the couch and my phone was right next to my face. So he must have come in and just seen it and just.
How did he get in?
The window was open right there. Usually I have a bedtime routine. So when I go to bed, I check all the windows and shit. But last night I just fell asleep. I literally fell asleep watching YouTube on the couch. So the window next to me was open because I hadn't gone to bed yet. And you don't think that someone's going to have the balls to actually climb in over you. Right. He must have been like a fucking ninja. I don't know how he managed to do it, bless him.
Damn. But we have one ground floor window here at my house, and I put 2 2x4s on it. So you'd have to be skinny as a motherfucker to get through those. It would be damn near impossible for the average man. Shit, though.
I mean, I've fallen asleep on the couch with the window open before now, and I've never been bothered about it because if you're physically there in the room, like the light was on, it was 6 a.m. He would have clearly seen me just right there on the couch like that. And he went, "Yeah, I'm gonna have a go."
Did you see him? Did you see his face?
A little bit, dude. It was literally like I literally opened my eyes first thing, and I just saw this dude like a hoodie. I just saw. I basically like from where I was sat, like. All I could think was there was someone between me and my daughter at that point, and you know what it's like. Your brain just switches, and I've cut my legs because I ran at him so fast that I've my legs have gone, and then I don't even remember falling because I just kept, when you singularly focused. But dude, I had no pants on, no shoes, no socks. I was never going to keep up with him. I was like, it wasn't happening. But no, it's great, man. I got in touch with 3, and they just instantly like their chat thing opened at 9 to report a lost phone, and they were like, "Yeah, right. Well, we've bricked the phone, and we're going to put a new one in the post for you for tomorrow, and free of charge, no issue, same number." I was just like, "Oh, okay." So I just get a brand new phone for nothing, and he's got a brick.
They can deactivate it all remotely, so it's not going to be operational for him, or can he still make money off of it, or?
I mean, I don't know. There's always a way with these things, isn't there? But it's been totally deactivated remotely. Everything's been erased on it. There's the unique code has been registered. So if he tries to sell it, and if it finds its way to like a secondhand shop or anything like that, it'll just come up as soon as they put the number in, which they have to do. It'll just come up straight away. This is stolen. So I don't know what he's going to do with it. I mean, there must be ways, though. There must be something he can do. But to be honest, anything he does is going to involve, like, factory resets and wiping it all. So I'm not asked anyway, really. Fuck it.
Right. A couple days without a phone, it could have been a lot worse, obviously.
Dude, I mean, thank God he was just a burglar. Yeah, you know what? I'm so glad he didn't get a Switch, though, because, like, I sent my daughter away to a friend's house all day, and... because we were all stressed and, checking around and all that. And I was so glad that the Switch wasn't gone because I wouldn't have been out. Because as it was like, Daddy just chased a burglar away. And it was like, yes, high five. And it would have been like, a burglar stole your Switch whilst you slept. And it's like, oh, God, there's my innocence gone.
Yeah, totally. That can really freak kids out, too. But she heard about it. She found out about that there was a burglar there in the house, obviously. Yeah,
we had to tell her, man, because she didn't see anything, but we were all talking and stressed, and you're like, dude, you just have to do it, don't you? Sitting down and go, have you got any questions? She did nap though, so I'm expecting her to walk in any second.
Oh, really?
So if my camera, if I'm like that, oh fucking hell, why is it Aiden? What have you been up to anyway, man?
Normal week of work and play. I got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off, which I'm psyched about. So paid vacation days, which are awesome, great feeling. Just spend time with my kid. I have to do it because we don't have a great childcare now. So my wife can work full time. I take the days off. Still make money. So.
It's a fucker because school's school and it is good they're learning, but it is childcare as well. Let's not fucking kid ourselves. Like they don't exactly learn a lot in a year. You sit down and go through it. Like when you think back to the shit you were doing when you were 16, and you're like, I didn't really do much really. I know I was stressed about my exams, but it was you could knock all that out in 2 weeks really.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
If you really went for it.
Are you back full there, school? Or is it...
nobody's really too sure yet. Okay. I know the very young kids are. So like, what do you call it? Like we call it reception, but you call it like kindergarten and stuff, don't you?
Preschool, kindergarten,
preschool, things like that. All that's back in. The beginning of primary school's back in because those kids at that age, at 4, 5, and 6, they don't catch it, and if they do, they don't spread it. They don't have any symptoms. They don't get any kind of decent viral load to send to anyone. That's been the big thing. They just don't. The problem is teenagers, isn't it? That's where it. Like the older you get, the more of an issue it is. But we were saying this the other week, man. It's weird. Like we keep debating about it, and yeah, it's true. You shove a load of kids in class, they're gonna spread it. Like 15, 16-year-olds and stuff like that. But they're all out with each other anyway, spreading it. So I'm not sure. Maybe we need outside schools. I don't know.
I'm gonna bring in a third guy.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Cypher.
How's it going, man? You good?
Hey,
What's
man.
up, buddy?
Going good.
Good.
Sorry, 1 second, Cypher. Tom's just asking how to subscribe on Twitch. You should just there should literally be, you need to hit the heart. Once you hit the heart, there should be a star that says subscribe.
Right.
And when you click it, there's an option to either pay however much you want, or you can do it with Amazon Prime. Which I meant to do today, but I can't log in because I don't have my phone, and everything in my life has got 2-factor authentication. So I can't log into anything. And you know what? It's fucking great. I feel free, man. I've not been on Twitter all day. It's like,
yeah. Yeah, you want to hit subscribe and then once you hit subscribe, it's going to say here, subscribe with Prime, which mine says subscribe with Prime. It's not the easiest way to do it, but you can get there. It takes a minute, but
you can't find it on mobile. This is a problem.
I did. It just took a minute.
Sometimes it's invisible though when you load it up. Oh, he's gone already. Tap the screen that we're on, or drag down from the screen, and then it should sort of slide down, and you'll be able to do sub with Prime or whatever. Oh, he's back again. Sometimes it's invisible. Tap the screen or the description and expand that, and it'll be there.
Sorry.
I always do it on the computer anyway, to be honest. Although I do. Dude, I've been watching loads of Twitch recently, actually. I've been really getting into it. I like it. Have you seen Seth Drums?
No.
He just sits there in his basement playing drums all night. But every time someone donates, it sets off a light. And when someone subscribes, it sets off different lasers and shit. So when he has a massive run of loads of people subbing, it's like pure laser disco madness, and it makes him buzz, and he's just there going, do, and he'll play along to anything you send him. You know,
love that.
It's great. I love that we live in a world where a guy can sit in his basement playing the drums and make a living. You know, his wife's just quit work, man. She's working for him now.
Yeah.
Hello, Last Dance.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about my Frankie McDonald support. Can you see the? Hey, that's Frankie McDonald, Earthquake. Frankie McDonald, and then he's got that, and then you turn it around, and there's the Frankie McDonald action figure.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was part novelty and part just support for Frankie.
Yeah, cool. Good man. He's a good guy.
He is.
I love the way he says Massachusetts whenever we get a hurricane, and he does a little weather thing. He's got a really unique way of pronouncing our state. I love it. It's great. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I've seen him on there with. He's famous, man. He's got girls. People recognize him. You know, he's got a little fan club and groupies. It's killer.
I've often wondered how much cake he cuts.
Yeah, right. I know.
No telling.
Yeah.
Those are private things.
Exactly. I think, speaking of kind of old school guys on a different level, I think remember that guy Shoe Nice?
Yeah.
The guy who used to drink the booze?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I know of him from several stories that Hayden's told me.
Did I see him recently eat a fucking hornet's nest or something off of his deck? Like, it was like,
I don't think that was him. I think that was
wasn't
someone
him.
else.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just some crazy person.
Yeah, I was like, wow, Shoe Nice lost weight, first of all, if that's him. I'm like, I was confused, man, but that's kind of badass, you know?
It was. Somebody was transferring his rough patch, relationship with his separated wife, to the hornet's nest.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That was a strange one. I wondered if he got stung a lot in the inside of his mouth.
You would think.
You didn't get the follow-up video on that at all.
Yeah, and I always wondered if that Shoe Nice was actually drinking a full liter of Jack Daniels or whatever it was, Like, it doesn't seem possible. I think he did 1.5 liters. Yeah. Or maybe he was just...
You could do it and then
After.
go throw up afterwards. You know, you go, right, that's a fucking good video, and then run to the toilet and just be like, rah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing you do when you make piss videos, man. You drink the whole lot, but then as soon as you hit cut, you got to go run in and get rid of it. Otherwise, you're going to have a wobbly belly for days.
Wobbly. A wobbly belly.
Good money, though, man. Good money, human toilet stuff. Honestly.
Oh,
not a lot of
no.
people do it. You can make mad cash you doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
The old 2 girls, 1 cup. I never did watch that.
Nor did I. No, I've seen all the violent ones. I'm fine with heads being blown off, whatever.
Yeah.
Eating feces, no fucking way, man. No fucking way.
Oh, yeah, shit eating is very niche. Not a lot. You see, you don't want to do that. You want to do piss because you can sell piss clips
I've
everywhere.
often thought that people, they fake it and they shoot a bunch of, paste chocolate or something
a lot of
up
them do that.
their butt, and then push the chocolate out. And I mean, it's still gross, but I mean,
hey man, if you want the legit stuff, I can point you in the right direction.
No, thanks.
That's a negative.
All right.
I know. There's an Australian girl. I know. I can put you away, man. She's the real deal. Always. It's awful. You can tell by all the spots on her ass.
I have a question. Are there scam artists on Skype? Do people dial Skype numbers just to scam? Because I haven't had a lot of calls, but I've had over a year or so, a little over a year. I've had maybe 3 where the phone starts ringing, and I don't know if it's somebody. I mean, there's a few people that have my number. I mean, I never use Skype, even though I subscribe to it. I never use it. The only person I ever used it with was my own sister, and we Skyped a little bit many years ago. But even though I've had a Skype subscription and a Skype number, I've never talked to anybody on it in at least 5 years. But except for phoning in on LiveLeak, and that's why I've wondered if maybe somebody from the LiveLeak crew was calling me, but I didn't answer, so I don't know. And I left a message.
I would say that there's got to be scams, man. There's fucking scams everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
There's loads, man. There's loads. Have you guys? I'm sure I've talked about this guy loads of times, but Kit Boga. Have you seen the guy Kit Boga? Mm-hmm. So he gets basically so that person that phoned you, you then copy whatever the number was and you send it to him. And he phones them, and it's his job to phone them. He does it, but he's got a fake computer within his computer, like a virtual machine,
right?
And he's got a voice changer, and it makes him sound like 87. He's like, "Hello, I had a voicemail off you," and it's dead legit. It's fucking great.
It's great.
But so they think they're scamming a genuinely extremely vulnerable person, but it's Kit Boga. He's there live doing it for like 15,000 viewers, and they log into his computer. They use certain like put spyware and all sorts on there. But he's got his own fake bank that he coded, like his own fake version of Amazon, his own fake version of Google Play, all this shit, right? So they think they're buying gift cards and buying purchases, and they think that they're in his bank moving money around, and it's all fake. And he just wastes the time, and he gets them to the point where they're screaming, absolutely screaming, because they'll go in his bank and they'll see like $64,000, and they'll be like, the 64K man,
sure, easy score,
heyday. Yeah. And Kit Boga, he's the best.
Cool.
It's entertaining, but you actually get to learn about how the scams work, and it's really, really cool, man. He's amazing.
Yeah, there was a video I saw originally on LiveLeak, but I followed it back to YouTube. It's some guys who follow back through the system into the guys in India who call
like Jim Browning and stuff.
Yeah, and he got into the security system, and he's filming all the guys, and he has control of one computer. So he puts some like blue flashes on the screen, and then from the security camera, he could see the guy with the blue flashes, and he's like, "Okay, that's the guy right there who I'm on the phone with." It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's really clever. And then I love the way Jim, like, because they've got those robocallers that phone up and he goes, "Hello, we have noticed suspicious activity on your Amazon account or whatever." And so you get that voicemail and you got to phone him back. Well, he re-records it and he gives it the same file name and just changes the file. So you get a phone call going, "Hello, you have been targeted by scammers. Please be aware you are getting scam calls at the moment." So they're spending all this money robocalling thousands of people who are just getting them to block the number, basically. It's fucking great. I love Jim.
He changes the line on the scammers auto caller, and so they're auto calling his new line. That's hilarious, man.
I think Jim, I don't know if it's because he's based in the UK and there's different laws there or whatever, but Kit Bogan never does the reverse control thing. Yeah. He just straight up wastes their time, you know, like so good. I mean, the reason I got into it is because Kit Bogan doesn't swear. And so I can have it I can have it on around my daughter, and she's not going like, Daddy, what does bitch mean? she asked me the other day, and I was like, "Oh God, where have you heard that? I know it's my fault. I know it's my fault."
I had my nephew ask me, "Uncle Stevie, what does dead mean?" And I was like, "Mommy, get over here, my sister, and explain to him this. Yeah, how the fuck do you explain to them what dead is? You know, like we're at a barbecue here, buddy. Don't worry about that."
I got him. I whispered under my breath and called my daughter a dick the other day. I just, "Oh, you dick." You've been a dick. And she wasn't supposed to hear me, and she's just straight away, "What's a dick?" And I froze, and I'm like, "Well, it's a dirty penis," which was the worst thing I could have said, because she's constantly screaming "dirty penis" now. She's like, "Dirty penis," and I'm like, "No."
Oh, you just should have told her it's a nickname for people named Richard, you know. But
yeah, was that the?
You went in the total worst direction. It's a dirty penis.
As soon as I said it, I've given her like a thing that really rolls off the tongue nicely now, and she loves saying it to strangers.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay, man.
It's all right.
Was that the Twitter? The Twitter upload you did, the Twitter video? You were trying to say something, and she kept shouting something, and you were, being funny at her.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? So this guy, Kit Boga, right? I'll tell you, this is fucking genius, because he's talking to the worst people on the planet. People have killed themselves after they've been scammed by him, right? They're the worst scum on the planet.
Right,
and he does this thing, so they basically, like, the scam is almost always to get them to go to Target and buy gift cards, and then you scratch them off and you tell them the gift cards, and they've then got the real money. So
that's crazy.
He almost always he'll come up with some story like, "Oh, my radio's broken and I can't drive unless someone's singing to me." So he gets these scumbags to sing songs, and then so like this one time. It was like, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine," and the guy really got into it, and he's just there going, "This little light of mine." So anyway, right, he gets them to sing everything, the Spice Girls and all sorts of nonsense, right? He gets them to sing like proper metal, and then what the viewers do is they mix it into real music. So like that. This little light of mine has got a Kit Boga as an 87-year-old man going, "That's beautiful, son. Keep going," and all this, and it's really good. And I'm so addicted to that Google only plays Christian music to me now relentlessly. But I'm constantly singing "This Little Light of Mine" because of Kit Boga. Because the thing is, right, he's taking the worst, most disgusting scumbags on the planet and creating something genuinely beautiful out of it. He's making like songs that make you happy. You know what I mean? It's like, and not only that, he's completely wasting the time and getting them to quit doing the job and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm all about that, man. I'm all about that.
That is funny.
He's using like the scam as his medium to create art. Like
exactly. And here's the thing. This is why I fucking love capitalism, man. I love as much freedom as humanly possible, because if you sit like the police and government officials down and you go, right, we've got all these scam phone calls, what are we going to do about it? You know, and we're going to come up with like the most boring pedestrian things, and it's going to cost millions and millions to get some unit in place. And then you've got this coder guy who just does programming that's like, well, I could make my own fake bank and I could just get a voice changer. And not only does it not cost the government anything, the entire payment for it, it's his job now. It's just people freely donating money. They take their money and they go, here you go. I appreciate what you do. And I just fucking love it. Because, you know, it's because there's loads of copycats now. These scam guys in India, because most of them are in India, these scam guys are just constantly bombarded all day by Twitch streamers who are trying to be the next Kit Boga, you know, making a few $100 whilst they do it. Fuck the government. We don't need them.
I had a spam call at 6 a.m. this morning. I was up. I had that hand problem that I had, you know, that I wrote about. An MRI was done of it, and I was in on Friday to have that looked at. And let's see, what did he call it? It was a neuro. It was basically about a raisin-sized tumor on a nerve, and he put a steroid shot in. And I don't know if you've had steroid shots before, but they'll stop you from sleeping. So I got about 4 hours of sleep last night, and I was just jazzed this morning at 4 a.m. and I was up. I mean, but at 6 a.m, a friggin' spam call, unbelievable. I ignored it. I didn't answer it. I mean, I must have 1,000 blocked, phone numbers on my phone. I never answer them. I'm just. Go ahead.
Did you have roid rage from the spam call? Sorry. I used to spaz out, and I would get on people, back in my 40s and 50s, but not anymore. I just ignore them. I mean, I can tell. You can tell. I mean, I mean, stuff that comes from other states. You get called, Smoke Steve, on your phone that say all these different states. Or do you get that? Yeah, I get that. I get the two types. Sometimes it'll be like New Mexico. I'm like, that gone. Then other times it's like, almost like my cell phone, but with 2 or 3 different numbers, same area code. It's like they're buying the numbers from whatever Verizon, and they're like trying to get them close to the other numbers around.
Right. So they're just spoofing it all. It's all spoofed. It's all just like this guy, Kip can spoof everything out of his, virtual computer. These people just spoof the hell out of everything, and they spoof it to get it real close. The area code, and then the exchange. The first 6 digits are exactly the same as mine, and then even that, I can usually tell by the last 4 if it's a legit call or not. And I've only been tricked a few times, and a couple of times though, at the very worst, it's like, this is the IRS and you are, you and of course you as soon as you hear that, just hang up and immediately block the number. I mean,
the problem in the UK is when you get weird numbers like that, it's either like some sort of scam call or Amazon delivery driver that's right outside your door and can't find where you live. So you're there looking at the number like, this could be Amazon or it could be like hell on earth. And so I always answer, hello.
Yeah.
Hey, Graham, John here is saying, do you get this one? What NI, I assume, would be like SI over here? Or?
Your what do you call it in America? What's the SI, sorry?
Social Security.
Social Security, yeah. Ours is national insurance. It's a specific number. Yeah, what they do with this, sorry, John, is they say it's been suspended because a car that was rented out in your name has been found with a load of drugs in it. So in America, it's always on the border in Mexico somewhere. I don't know where the scam is for the UK. And what they do is they literally say your NI has been suspended because of all this fraudulent activity. But it's bullshit. That nobody ever suspends your national insurance or your social security number. That is not something that would ever happen.
No,
exactly. Yeah, there was a Chinese call that was going around here, all in literally whatever Chinese language, and some old Chinese woman fell for it because it was something about immigration and how she was going to lose citizenship and they were going to send her back to China, and she ended up wiring them over $1 million.
Oh, Jesus.
They're really brutal. Well, that one with the national insurance is horrible. It's all about fear and the police being involved and like you better fucking play because you will
The
look at
most
28.
vulnerable people get hurt the most.
I mean, it's people who are genuinely panicking, genuinely freaking out, and then once they know how much money you've got, it's either a wire transfer, but then they somehow manage to convince people in the panic to go and buy gift cards for supermarkets. It's fucking crazy. And they'll send like $4,000 worth of Target cards or whatever. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm expecting to get a little bit of that, seeing as my phone's been robbed. Let's have a bit of fucking God knows what's going to happen the next few weeks. I got no money though. If they want to steal my debt, they're more than welcome to it.
Yeah, I mean, really, you can't do much unless you're really, really good at identity theft, which this guy was probably just a dime store fucking thief, trying to...
Yeah. He definitely he saw the window. He came in. He's grabbed my wallet, so my card's been cancelled. He's grabbed my phone. He grabbed my tobacco. Like, so some fucking high scale technical wizard's not going to be robbing like a $5's worth of rolling tobacco, is he? No. It wouldn't even be in my window.
Mm-hmm. So you were in your living room on your couch, so it's not like you would have had even anything around to grab. You were,
I just woke up and ran at him. I just literally ran at him. But what he'd done is he's come in, he's opened my front door, and then he's like put a shoe against it. So he obviously knew that he was in. He had to be hyper alert because my door was pegged open. So the second I lunged at him, he was gone. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, this table was in the way. This crazy. This big fucking bastard here that someone gave me. That there. Someone's just given me that, and I collapsed all over it. It was really bad because there was a little bit of gin from the night before. So when the police got here, there was just this alcohol smell, and I'm like, I'm not pissed, Ted.
Right. Oh, this guy's soaked with gin. Nobody was in here. Fuck this guy. Yeah. Did they take your information and?
Yeah. Well, just for the thing to get my phone on the system.
Aggravating. Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect him to get caught or anything like that. But you know what, man? I mean, if he don't get caught here, he's going to get caught somewhere. He's going to end up in prison eventually, and he's going to end up robbing his gran or something at some point, and he's going to have a miserable, horrible life.
You didn't leave the front door open, did you?
No. That was fully bolted, man. He must have opened that without waking me up somehow, because that was definitely bolted. That's always bolted. But no, I don't care, man.
Is it the kind where you can slide a card in and make?
No. If you're inside, you can just turn it and unlatch it. There's like a deadbolt, but it's just a turny thing from the inside.
Right. So he came in through the window and propped the door open as his fastest way out. Obviously.
Yeah, that's obviously the first thing he's done is like sort of escape route basically, and then he's got to get the PlayStation, and for some reason that woke me up.
That's a big violation. Yeah, that's real unpleasant for you.
Well, that's the thing, man. I think I've got like. I'm just like, it's just the way my head works, because I'm like, well, if that's the way that man lives, he's going to have a horrible life. He's going to end up with no friends. He's going to end up with no love.
Yeah.
No.
He'll be caught. I mean, he's running the odds every time he does it.
He's going to. Yeah, he's gonna, if he's doing that to me, he's gonna do it to family members as well. He's gonna end up isolating everyone. I honestly don't feel that bad about it. I'm glad that he didn't get the Switch, because I know that would have really upset my daughter. She likes playing Animal Crossing, but I honestly don't feel bad at all about it. I don't like. I mean, I feel sorry for him. If anything, I'm not happy with him. I wouldn't invite him round for a cup of tea or anything, but I feel sorry for him. That dude's gonna have the saddest fucking life.
He likely is addicted to something, a drug addict.
Yeah. So I'm not like, I'm sat here. I've got like obviously I'm biased, but I've got the best daughter on the planet.
Who's Stefan Molyneux?
You know, I'm fine as I am. Stefan Molyneux, he's a he's a philosopher, but unfortunately, he falls on the side of wanting to reduce immigration. So people sort of really freak out about him.
It's just Alan has said ID theft like Cypher looking like Stefan Molyneux. I think he's taking it out of me there.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, some tosser's going to give me a credit check. Oh, that's nice. Considering what is it? You're in Australia. Fellbreaker, don't get angry. I get stabbed. Yeah, dude, man. If it had been, I didn't run it in with the intention of cuddling him. I ran it in with the intention of doing my very best to murder him, but he got away.
What did you have a plan? Were you gonna just bull rush him with the shoulder, or?
I just opened my eyes and some fucker was stood in my living room, so I ran at him. That was it. It was literally.
Oh shit! All right, we got multiple people down here at the bottom, so. And everyone has video. I'll bring you guys in almost at the same time. The Vapist.
The Vapist.
Right.
I'm not the Vapist. How did you get the Vapist?
Oh, sorry. The Vapist comment got shown at the same time.
Oh, I see. That's what happened.
That was fun. Who did that? Did you do that, Graham?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, where even is it? I tell you what.
It's up on the screen. We can hear your vocal.
Oh, okay.
It looks like your bandwidth's a little slow.
You're up here at the top, man.
There we go. G.I. Joe. Hey, man.
Yeah. It's so why? That's why, Steve. That's why I clicked another one at the bottom to bring that up so you could get rid of that. Because as soon as I started scrolling and it wasn't there, I was like, "Well, this can fuck off."
That was the Vapist. I'm stoned.
I know. That was. I mean, I read it that way.
That's how I saw it.
Vapist. Oh, sorry.
Graham, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm really, really good, actually.
I was hearing your tale of woe. I was traveling one time, and I parked over by the San Diego boot camp for the Marine Corps, right? And I thought it was safe. I had a camper shell. I was sleeping in the back, and I wake up in the middle of the night. This asshole's got the rear of my camper door open, and he's reaching in. It's funny. I mean, all I could do was go, I'm going to kill you. I could hardly speak.
Dude, I was in a campsite in New Zealand, you know, like a little camper van thing, and somebody tried the door in the middle of the night, and I had a little knife, but what I ended up doing was I pulled it up so quickly I wasn't aware of my other hand, so I just sliced the palm of my other hand with the knife and just went, like that, and then I was like, oh fucking hell! Whoever it was ran away though. Hello, Aphid.
What's up, Aphid?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Aphid,
is that a new haircut?
I don't have a hat on, and I did buzz it pretty good today.
Yeah. It's a
Cool.
close cut.
Who's that behind you on the
Nothing
wall?
smart ass to say on my part.
That is none other than he was that guy on 60 Minutes. He was
Andy Rooney. That's
Andy Rooney. Yeah, totally.
I didn't want to say that and have you be like, no, that's my father, man.
No, it's Andy Rooney.
How dare you?
You can tell by his eyebrows.
Yeah.
What was the saying he was famous for? He wasn't the rest of the story guy. What was his go-to phrase?
I mean, he would have one to be like, why is it that fat wheat
that's
soup
it.
is $1.09?
Why is it? Yeah.
Soup with fatnet is cheaper. They're taking my fat away.
That's right. I had to. You got his voice down pretty good. Enough so that I can remember exactly what his voice sounded like.
He would complain about decaf coffee being more expensive because they took the caffeine away, so you're getting less.
It's perfectly sensible.
Yeah, it's total old man. Like that was. Yeah. They love that shit. You know, it was like grandpa.
I got a pretty good story about the about breaking and entering. I'm on my condominium. I'm the floor coordinator for tropical storms and hurricanes. And when Isaias was coming through, it looked like it was going to hit us direct, and the winds were going to come in from the south, and all of our balcony sliding glass doors, the wind-driven rain will come in and really ruin floors if you either don't have storm doors or you don't put in your towels. Well, I got permission from this one woman to go into her unit, and the unit's for sale, so she has a lockbox. Well, the lockbox was hidden, and I couldn't see the lockbox, and I was just going on my memory, of what unit it was. So there's another unit right next to it where it did have a key code, a digital, opening code, and so I used her code. And this is like early in the morning, like about 8:30 or so in the morning. I used the code. I put the code in. It beeps. I open the door. I go in, and I got this song in my mind. I had an earworm. I had some song. I was humming it, and I went in like she had told me to. I went into the closet, and I got some towels out, and I went to the sliding glass doors, and I'm stuffing these towels in the sliding glass doors, and this voice comes out of the bedroom, behind me. What are you doing here? Right. And I was in the wrong condo.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guy was, he was scared. And anyway, we both, I immediately said, I didn't realize anybody was here. I'm sorry. I thought it was empty. The condo owner, said, for me to put these down. And he goes, I'm the condo owner. And then we went back and forth about 5 different sentences back and forth. And I just started backpedaling more and more verbally, saying, man, I'm really sorry. And I'll pick the towels up. Here you go. I had about 4 or 5 towels down on the floor, his towels on the floor. He had storm doors, and of course, I just missed us completely anyway. And
you're slowly realizing what's happening. Your confidence is like dropping. You're
but it's good that he wasn't, a badass kind, that was getting ready to beat me up or shoot me or something. But I was backpedaling from the get-go. He even if he had been a paranoid person, he would have been able to see that I was not a harm. I explained exactly who I was immediately, and then everything was okay. But he was still like, as I was headed out, he was like, he was not pleased with the situation. But so that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Little lesson to the wise.
Could have been worse once again.
Yeah, could have been much worse. But
how you doing, Nathan? How's the break-in situation out there in the Midwest?
Good, man. The break-in. What do you mean? What happened?
You didn't hear Graham's story?
No. What happened?
I can't retell it. It's the honor of the internet.
Did you see this, G.I. Joe? Did you see my Frankie McDonald action figure?
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Yeah. Does it get the earthquake?
Rock?
Yeah, Frankie. He was always
talk?
fun to watch his videos.
Does it talk, or is it just a figure?
No, just an action figure. I think I'm going to leave it in the box. I thought about taking it out and being silly and I've got the Hillary. I'm not going to make it laugh because it's so obnoxious, but that's a Hillary Clinton. If you press that button right below her neck, it makes this crazy Hillary Clinton laugh occur. So I was going to take Frankie out of the box and hitting Hillary, and she was going to laugh, and I said, nah, that's pretty infantile, so we'll not do that.
I heard that though. It was loud enough to be heard. I heard it.
yeah, it's pretty funny one time, and then after that it gets old quick.
Yeah. So anyway, I told you same beer as that red-haired woman that comes on here every so often.
Oh yeah, she hasn't been. It's the second week she hasn't been here. I don't know where Natalie is. Where the interlude is. She's on Twitter. Yeah, I've seen her on Twitter. She's a Twitter dweller and a Facebook.
Then I got a real bottle of stuff that real people have. not
What's that
little
one?
airline stewardess bottles. I can't get this to work.
What is
right
that?
now.
Is that
Really
is
good.
that? I mean, yeah, you got a bandwidth issue, but it's working.
Oh yeah,
There's vodka.
sucks. My camera just
Yeah,
blows.
Maybe
yeah.
maybe connect all those wires you got sitting behind your head to something. Maybe it will help you out.
Those wires are
Spaghetti.
actually they're microphone cables and junk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, the
Hey,
amount of wires that must exist in the world. I've thrown out thousands and thousands of feet of fucking wires, phone cables and cable wires, coax. God, there must just be
Yeah.
how many millions of miles of fucking wires are there, you know?
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
shitloads of RCA cables, but RCA cables pretty much aren't very much useful anymore because
I know.
everything is switch and plug with other crap. It's like
I've got a couple of filing cabinets full of cables, of hardware cables and
Right.
peripheral cables and such, and power cords and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, the red,
I
white,
bet David
yellow.
Lip does too. He's got a big bunch of electronic, stuff back in his cave.
I got mine organized in tubs, audio, video.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, the old red, white, yellows with the left, right, and video. Those ones were integral for a short period of time. Everyone had them, and then boom, out. Then you're on to Ethernet. You're on to coax or whatever. But
HDMI.
HDMI, yeah, it's nuts.
It's like CDs and 8 tracks. They need to bring those 8 tracks back, if you ask me.
Yeah, I remember the thing to have was a TV that had like a DVD player and a VCR. You could play both.
Oh, man.
One big package. As stupid as that.
You're living large.
I've still got about 100 cassette tapes that had a lot of them are good titles too, but they're vintage at this point.
The cloud's taking everything over.
Actually, Betamax was superior to VHS.
Betamax
is pretty much kind of like the same equivalent as an 8-track over a cassette. But they weren't. They didn't have the money behind them to make them popular enough.
Right.
I feel like I'm mumbling. Can you guys hear me okay, or is it too loud?
Yeah,
or?
no, we hear you.
All right,
Sounds
good.
It's all right.
You sound like you're talking through a mask.
Yes.
Actually, I'm not. I have a microphone.
Oh, he's holding it underneath. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a
This
good,
is the microphone.
good technique.
Did you get that from a free bowl of soup? Sorry.
No, it's from a Sony. It's from a Sony reel-to-reel tape deck. It's set behind me.
Nice. Classic.
I got a nice
Quality
microphone. Where the hell I put it? I got a nice big microphone. It's a bass microphone.
Oh yeah, that is.
For some reason, I plug it in and it doesn't pick up at all.
Crazy. That's a Samson. That's the same brand as my mini, great, retarded ass tiny microphone. But
yeah, well, I plug it in and I couldn't. The volume level was negligible.
So it's a USB mic.
No, it's a 1/4-inch jack reduced to an 1/8-inch jack.
Got you.
After last week, I priced a bunch of the newer, mics, and they're nice. They got a good selection of the price that you mentioned, David Lip. The
cheap,
$30, and then they go on up to higher stuff.
Exactly.
Cheap, right up my alley.
Right.
Me too. Low cost.
I ain't making money sitting here talking to Smoke Steve and G.I. Joe and Cypher this, that's for sure.
No, sir. But then again, what else would I be doing? Watching YouTube videos?
Your life is so spiritually enhanced, though, by speaking with us,
Exactly.
Yeah, I spend way too much time sitting there watching. I heard you a couple weeks ago. I wasn't on here, and you were talking about that Shmee guy.
Yeah.
That dude. I don't really care for the dude, but boy, he does show some nice cars.
Yeah, he's not, a bad guy. He's a little annoying, but the way he gets excited and the way he IDs like the different Ferraris and shit, I'm like,
right. Well, and he gets new cars like every other week, it seems like, and they ain't cheap cars. I think the dude's like totally loaded because if you go back to his first videos, they're like, he's still got like nice cars he's driving around and stuff. So
he's got a lot of money. Dude.
Yeah, just besides the YouTube stuff going on, he inherited money and he grew up with money.
Yeah, he seems to be able to drop probably $500,000 a month or more.
Seems like it.
Each car every 2 to 4 weeks is $250 to $600K. I mean, the guy is buying. I mean, I think his daily driver is the new Toyota Supra, which is kind of a pretty sweet, like lower end car.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I could talk about that shit forever. I'll
Was
never
that
own
watch
one.
noteworthy, G.I. Joe?
Yeah. G.I. Joe would apparently rather talk about some old beat up wristwatch.
Hey, now.
Actually, it's a 1976 vintage wristwatch.
Yes.
He used to be my dad's, but I just noticed the time was wrong.
Did your father carry it in his ass in a POW camp in Vietnam?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, come on. Anybody? Wasn't that Pulp Fiction?
Yeah,
Yep.
hell yeah, it was.
Fucking watch. All right, thank you.
But
Great speech.
hey, I'm gonna split, but I wanted to say that my one cat that I have. Remember me talking about my cats? Well, this cat was the 19-year-old cat.
Well.
Nah, he died yesterday.
Oh, that
Sorry.
sucks.
You have the 2.5-year-old cat still.
Yeah, the new one, but I mean, yeah, he was 19 years old.
19's elderly. I'm sorry. Yeah,
he
I'm sure you're bummed out.
kind of got sick and crap, and just kind of, I don't know, spent the day laying around, and went over and picked him up a couple times, and he was done. No screaming, no yelling, no going berserk or anything. He just went. But,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Aphid, your mom get mad at you and cut your hair or what, man? You look good last time I saw you.
I had a wig on.
Was that a wig?
That was last week. I had the wig on.
That was a wig?
No, last week, or the time I saw you, I think I had a hat on.
Oh, okay.
There's not much I can do about it. I'm not here to impress.
Okay. I'm looking at the top of your head. I think I might have about 3 hairs more than you. 4 more hairs than Cypher.
We may
That's
never
right.
know.
We got to get Steve to shave his head now.
This is my last run at it, bro. I'm losing.
No, man, don't do it, man. Just let it go. You know.
I'm going for it.
I mean, you can still grow it. I mean, I would shoot, man. If I knew what life had ahead of me, I would have had long hair, like way longer in life. I would have been, because that's why I changed my beard and mustache, because I got no hair to style. You know, there's no. I can't go with parting it on the other side anymore. You know, I don't have that luxury. It is what it is. So the facial hair is all you got left.
Right, you grow down instead of up.
Thanks, fun. Happy Dog. I sure wish Happy Dog would call in here.
Right, or come on, yeah. He was I would say not a regular, but a welcome addition back when Graham and Hayden were doing the Saturdays. He would go on occasionally. It's good to see.
Well, he's a little mentally unstable, so depending on his medication week to week, he might not be set just right tonight. So I don't blame him. Sit back, Happy Dog.
It's his persona that we get to see here, but I do think that's probably fairly close to the guy.
Happy Dog, you look like a character named Chunky Prepper. Are you, by any chance, Chunky Prepper, or is that a completely, obscure reference that you have no idea what I'm talking about?
He only talks. Happy Dog only talks to winners.
What a bad. Quick on the draw too.
Excellent response. Couldn't ask for better.
I love it.
Take it easy, everybody. See you later.
All right, stay strong there, G.I. Joe.
See you later, pal. Yeah, surprised that we didn't see Biscuit Vapes
right here.
I know. Yes.
Hope everything's okay.
Yeah,
Biscuit Vapes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe he got a date. He's out on the town, swooning some young lass.
That's right.
Possible. That would be
that's what I like to think.
Siring her.
All right, Aphid, what's the deal, dude? I heard. Did the radio show is it out there?
No, I mean, he's got it. We talked and he's got everything he needs. But like I said last week, I can't complain because he wanted that from me, like, I don't know, 3 months ago or something. And I was like, yeah, give me another week. And it was like 3 months. So I can't really complain if he takes his sweet time,
Right.
post it. But it was most of the topics that we talked about were, relevant at that at that time. And by the time he posted up, it's like it was back in the black and white days now,
Time sensitive content. It's gonna
Nixon isn't the president anymore.
It's gonna be like a newsreel from the 30s.
Right. Yeah, I mailed him the reel to reel. I don't know what took so long.
Oh, Jesus. The stock market making a comeback.
But it's 2 of them because we filmed 2 hours worth. And I want to, do another one, but it's going to be, 3 weeks now whenever he posts it. So,
Right.
So I kind of want to make sure that whatever I talk about is,
Yeah, maybe live radio.
relevant.
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah, he wanted me to do that. But see, the thing is with that, especially, I don't know what, like it seems like Saturdays I'm usually here, but I not the whole time. And I don't want to have it where I have to be I don't want to, I'm not saying that, just for me, it don't work where, like every week I have a set time, it's just not going to work. You know what I'm saying?
But on StreamYard here, there's a record option. So what you could do is get your guy, pick a time, tweet it out to everyone, say we're going to do.
Right. Yeah, I could do that. Well, which I could do in the future.
You wouldn't have to do it live like this is live. You could do a record and then.
Or I could stream it. I could stream it live on YouTube and then, give. But the thing was that I was planning on, the radio show being first. You know what I'm saying? And then I was going to upload the YouTube video to, upload it to YouTube after the day after, hour after, whatever. Because
what I'm saying with the StreamYard is there's just a record. So it would be like you're doing the show. You could fully record it and afterwards say that was good. Or you could also say one more time, or if you act up really badly, like 10 minutes into it, you can start again if you're really trying to be professional. But if you're trying to go organic.
Oh, I'm not trying to be professional.
Look
at me. Do I look like the kind of guy that would try to be professional?
Yeah, then maybe the live way would work for you guys.
Well, yeah, I used to do the live shows all the time, but that was the thing, it was like I would know an hour before I went live because I always did it after the it used to be the Live Leak show and then it was Trigger Warning.
Right.
But I wouldn't be confident to promote it or be okay with going ahead with it like an hour before it went on because because that was for me, when they do theirs at 10, 11 o'clock at night, on our time, it's like 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Exactly.
So I'm running a business and getting telephone calls and stuff. It doesn't, or people walking in. One time somebody walked in when I was doing a live show.
Right.
And I always, my trademark was wearing that smoker's jacket, so I'm like walk into the front door, how can I help you? Wearing a smoker's jacket and some kind of graphic t-shirt that says something stupid on it or something, And I got a green, they can see in the back where I, set everything up and you can see a green screen and, some cheap lights hanging from the ceiling and my microphone. Hey, come on in. Take a seat on my creepy couch and let me interview you here for a minute.
Even though it was only a few years ago, like there wasn't a ton of live streaming at all as much. I mean, now it's just unbelievable, man. Like,
well, I never really watched much of the. Well, there's a train wreck platform called Vaughn TV. I don't know if you. Yeah, I'm sure it's still going, but if you ever need to kill some time, because it's mostly just like crackheads and stuff that are in their mobile home and going live with mom waking up and walking in. Why are you drinking so much? It's just a complete train wreck. But anyway, I totally lost my train of thought. But in the original days with Live Leak, there was a handful of people, but it was always this type of setup, a guy in his basement or his garage or whatever. And there was almost always, especially on the weekend, from like, I don't know, 8 o'clock on a Friday night till Monday, somebody doing some kind of a show where you could jump on there and usually call in on Skype. It was the golden age of streams. And then they cut them off for a while. And when they brought them back, I think what happened, and I'm just speaking, I have no idea. ever talked to Hayden about this, but I think what happened when they brought it back is it was during the World Cup, and there was a lot of like people using LiveLeak to stream bootleg versions of the World Cup. So then they made it to where only certain people could stream. So, you had to kind of reach out and be like, "Hey, I want to do a show." And if people don't do that. If there's a button they can push and see, "Hey, let's see how this works out," they're going to do it. But if they have to reach out and wait a week, most people aren't going to do that.
Right. Yeah. Over the years, yeah, I mean, LiveLeak was one of the videos that did have the New Zealand shooting nearly right away, but it was on Facebook Live, but all of them are deleted. So, I mean...
Is that the first person one?
Yeah.
Well, he kind of was like, I think it did air, it was on LiveLeak pretty early. But I think that one he took off pretty quick too.
He did.
It was
did.
Yeah, it was
Except
the one that got up.
Basketball.
Do you remember the reporters? That was the one that he took a lot of flack for. It was the chick. She was doing the live shoot, and then the camera guy and the dude walked up and blasted both of them.
Yes.
And that one they brought him on like this British, like their big version of like 60 Minutes or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that big. I have no idea. But and had him up against some other guy that was saying that he was a piece of crap for letting people see this video and everything. You ever seen that? That was a great video.
No, but I remember Hayden talking about it, but he said I've seen the video 100 times of the news reporter getting shot. Oh
no, the with Hayden on there, and I think some tosser. I believe some tosser did like I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did like a spoof on Hayden being on that show with that dude. The dude was all yellow, and Hayden said he looked like he had jaundice.
Right,
but it was great. It was.
The guy said, "If I got murdered, would you put me on video?" And Hayden was
right.
Yeah, of course I would.
Well, and he said that he watched it, and Hayden's like, "Well, why did you watch it?" Because he was saying how disturbed he was by it. And he said he was a lesser of a man because he watched it. And he's like, "Well, why didn't you turn it off?" And the guy was like,
queen.
"Well, yeah, Hayden versus the Illuminati." Tosser.
I mean, if that triggers that guy, then has he never seen like some of the most pathetic like beheadings where people are just, well, that video is fairly mild compared to what was available at the time. Jesus.
It was mild, but it was
murder.
pretty murder. It was
straight up.
You felt something stronger, because I've seen video, because I actually was in a race to because it used to be when events like that would happen, there was guys like me that were sitting there trying to get that raw copy of it. Oh, wait, hold on a second. What? Oh, hold on. There's a deer in my backyard. I'll be right back.
Get the 30-06. Grab the gun.
A deer in the backyard.
Yeah. You get them. You get deer down. You don't get them right there down there, huh, Georgie?
No, I get dolphin in the river. That's cool. Watching dolphin in the river. That's good.
You ever seen a saltwater croc? I know those are rare, but
no. I've heard that there have been alligators in this river, which is a saltwater river. We have brackish. We've got. This is one of the biggest estuaries. For breeding areas for shrimp and other small fish that then go out the inlet into the ocean, and it's an enormous estuary breeding area. So, that would draw. I mean, the inland. There are tributaries that feed off the main Indian River and the main Halifax River. You go up above Daytona, and you get into what's called the Tomoka area, and there's a Tomoka Basin up in there that goes way inland. And here, we have something called Rose Bay that's about 10 miles above where I live, and that has tributaries that go way inland, like about 10, 15 miles inland. And the gators are up in those tributaries, but sometimes they'll follow the tributaries all the way out to the saltwater river. And I mean, there's actually been, there's a couple of areas that are wading areas, little parks, down about 5 miles from here. The park that my condo, balcony looks out onto, doesn't have anything that you can go into it other than to launch either a kayak or a canoe, and then of course it's got boat tie up areas, it's got dock areas, but it doesn't have a wading area proper.
Right.
But down a little further south there's wading areas, and there were actually alerts put out on this main it's a huge river, and yet there were warnings put out that there were gators spotted, because you have children.
Oh, yeah.
Did it hit the entire United States about the Walt Disney World child
yeah.
taken by the gators
Yes.
in the middle of a theme park, here in Florida, the Disney theme park? A child was taken by, the father said he tried to fight to get the child back, and there were 2 gators, not just one.
Yeah.
And that was just creeped out stuff, can you imagine taking your family to what's supposed to be a joyous vacation and having your damn child, taken by a friggin', what do you call those things? A predator. It's not. What do you call those top predators?
Apex.
Apex, exactly. Apex predator.
Yeah, the thing is, I think they sued Disney because there were signs that said waiting area.
Yeah, I had heard that particular family didn't, but you might be right that they changed their mind. I would sure change my mind after the first part. I would take them to the cleaners, is what I would do if that happened. We're talking about apex predators in the rivers and tributaries. Aphid, was the deer there when you got out
Totally, man. I took a picture. I mean, it's it's just a deer, but
still cool.
We're in the middle of a subdivision,
Yeah.
So
Whitetail or coos?
he's like a littler one, Let me see if I can get
Female?
the
Spike horn?
man. I don't know what do you want?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right, let's see if we can. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we can get that.
Not bad.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
man, pretty cool.
Yeah, but I supposedly I'm like, I don't know, 20 feet from the sliding glass door in my basement, and supposedly she whatever walked right outside that sliding glass thing, and my wife's like, "You gotta see this."
What are you saying? You got a trans deer? He, she? You're not sure?
Huh? What? Oh, the deer? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't give it a proctal exam. I tried, but he skedaddled when I got about 50 feet from him.
Right. Yeah.
I licked my finger and everything. I was going in.
Going in. Not quite dry.
Oh, it was good to see G.I. Joe earlier. That was cool.
Yeah, let's
Go
get
back to the old days,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Graham did what he said what was going to happen. His daughter might wake up, and then he was gone. So that's all good.
Dingo stole my baby. Dingo ate my baby.
So, Smoke Steve, that reminds me what you're doing there of something that happened to me about 15 minutes before I came on here tonight. I was going out there, doing some show prep out in my backyard. You know what I'm saying?
I gotcha.
And well, let me backtrack. Like I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, I went out there and I was it's between the two houses, and I was taking a leak, and my neighbor, he lives by himself, and he went to take the trash out. So I was like, hey man, what's going on over there? So the same neighbor, tonight I'm over there and we got a garden over there, and I'm all, doing a little show prep and looking for some cucumbers in our garden over there. And I hear the water turn on over there, and he's like right on the other side of some some shrubs, and I'm like, oh man, I hope that smell don't travel over there.
I mean,
He won't ever look at me the same way again.
oh, really? He's old.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. He might be like, hey, so you want to hang out sometime? You know?
Yeah, I hear you. You never know in a prohibition state.
No.
Just play it safe, right?
Well, here it's like, you know, like you can get your license and stuff now.
Okay. Yeah, be careful. Smart.
In the trades, when I used to run route work, I got caught a few times over the years, you know, taking whizzes in people's backyards.
Oh, yeah.
Usually on the side yard. I'd get on the side of the house. And
So you didn't even live there, and you were...
Yeah, I didn't live
You
there.
were
I mean, I had a
testing
bad
the
habit
waters,
of drinking
huh?
Coca-Colas, you know, and I'd get out there in the, you know, way away from any bathrooms, and, you know, I just got to do what you got to do. Then get in.
Yeah.
I think I got terminated from a couple of accounts. You know, I had my own business, and I think that people did actually terminate me when that would happen. You know, and it's
So
understandable.
this happened enough that you lost business for
Yeah, I think so. A couple
taking
of times.
leaks in
I mean, I
people's
had about
backyard?
100. You know, I mean, that was pool, you know, maintenance work, and I had both commercial and residential pools.
Did
And,
they ever confront you about it? I mean,
no, never.
you seem pretty
confronted.
confident that that's why you lost the business. So surely somebody.
Well,
at some
you know,
point...
you leave, you know, somebody's seen you, and you've left this big, you know, it's like a bum peeing on a wall.
You didn't sign your name with it, did you?
No.
There's no
No, I mean,
there's
they
no
worry,
denying
you know,
that
I
one.
mean, I guess they're figuring if somebody's going to whip it out, you know, and if the family's got children, then they worry about the kids, you know.
Right.
I mean, it's understandable. I mean, but I was never embarrassed. I mean, I had to do what I had to do. You know, you're out there. What am I going to do? Pee in my pants? I should have jumped in the pools, you know, but I was too stupid to do that. You know, got to stay busy. You know?
I think
lose
peeing in
time.
somebody's backyard is a step above pissing in their pool. So I think you made the right move.
Yeah, I mean, I it sucks nowadays. I run, like you guys know, I've kind of run a lot of rental buildings, and we used to be totally cool with all the UPS guys and stuff. I became friends with one, and I would let him have his lunch in the lobby. I didn't care. So recently, like after years of being chill with this guy, I'm like, dude, you can't use the bathroom anymore. That's why I put this lock, you know, the lock on the door. And somehow he figured out the code. The kid's smart. And I'm like, I know you're a good guy, man, but I'm sorry, you can't just leave the packages and get out of the building immediately. And that's how it is now. These guys, where does he go to the bathroom? I don't fucking know. But
Right.
it says we're not supposed to let outside people use anything like inside the building, you know?
Both on a live leak and other places.
Well,
you know, they have them taking dump. You know, UPS driver will take a dump right on the driveway or something weird like
Right.
that. You know.
Yeah, in the old days, it was like a pride. I'd be like, bro, for a new guy, I'd be like, I got the nicest bathroom in town. Help yourself, you know. And now I'm like, get away! You can't come in. Fucking stay out of my building. Leave the packages on the table, you know. Like, they're all over the town, so it's just like everything is so fucking different, man. It's
Right.
Kind of sucks, man. But
You got to be that jerk.
I have to be that jerk, yeah.
You should get an old like a tire wheel and put a key around it and hand it to him and be like, here's the key, man. Bring it back to me when you're done.
Just set up a lame ass toilet and like the store. You know?
That's on the sidebar.
No,
Atlantic. What is VJ Day? Fuck America for nuking them twice. Is
Oh,
it,
victory in Japan.
is that what it is?
Two atomic bombs.
Oh, is that
Oh,
it?
is this was the Enola Gay? Was that the
That was the plane that carried.
Yeah, was that today? Did she fly?
Well, he's so pissed about it, why isn't his name Pacific? I mean, kind of.
Atlantic.
Yeah, but yeah, VJ Day. He's
Hey, they
saying.
must have forgave us because like downtown Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they got like McDonald's and KFCs everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's saying that the second one was unnecessary, that they were going to surrender, but they didn't. So I guess they deemed it necessary.
Oh, I guess
Yeah, they wanted conditions. And
I thought Enola Gay was both of them, but apparently
The first one was called Fat Boy. The second one was
no, that's the bomb.
Right. But the plane, you're saying?
Yeah, but Last Dance is saying that the Nagasaki was Boxcar.
Huh.
Well, that Boxcar just don't get the same press that Enola Gay does.
No.
Was it Box?
I bet
his spelling looks a little unusual.
it does.
Box, but it could have been. Fuck, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Last Dance was around when the written language was invented, so I think he would know more than we would.
Remembers the days that the Kaiser in World War.
He was back in the old chisel on a slate days, so he knows.
Yeah, I love.
He was retired by the time Enola Gay flew.
Huh.
They're having it at you there, Last Dance.
The good old days. That's right, Last Dance.
But look, he's on Twitch. Those are Twitch comments. See, he's got the little purple.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Clearly.
So everybody on YouTube is like, "Whoa, how's he talking to him?"
He's on Twitch. We're sending it to 2 websites, and we get both chats.
Do you just click one button, or do you have to go to Twitch and start it up there, and go to YouTube and start, or do you just have it all set up in StreamYard and you just hit go?
I just direct message Graham or in the morning on Saturday and say, "Can you set me up, bro? I know I'll fuck it up." And he's always like, "Sure, mate, done." And he does it in like 45 seconds. It's unbelievable. The guy's so quick.
Well, it's probably StreamYard is probably because I think that's how I tested the StreamYard, because you can buy StreamYard, which they have, or you can use like the free version. But I think it puts like a little duck in that little mallard that's up in the top corner of the webpage that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
They put that on the screen if you're cheap like me and just do the free version. But it's pretty much all set up, man. Once you set up your account, you just hit the go button and it starts it up on Twitch and starts it up on YouTube.
Yeah, and I noticed earlier there's a new feature.
Look, Last Dance came on YouTube to share his wealth of knowledge with the peasants on YouTube.
Last Dance all over the place. I noticed earlier it said that you could send it to 3, so they could be doing this on Facebook or maybe Twitter Live. But I
don't know is that Twitter Live thing. I don't know if that's still around. I don't see
Gonzo already.
I don't know. Maybe it is, because I think Trump gets on there with that Twitter Live.
Trump.
He's cool.
They're looking interesting. Since the last time we were on, Kamala Harris is in the game. Kamala.
It's Kama.
I don't know what it is,
Kamala.
but that reporter flipped out on Tucker Carlson the other day for No, it wasn't a reporter. It was like her. What was it? Her press secretary.
I don't know. I just saw the clip.
Fucking guy was losing it, man. And
I think he was just trying to make Tucker look bad for not knowing how to say her name.
Oh yeah, but Tucker purposely was.
Yeah, he
pronouncing it.
It's like when he used to have.
It was great.
He used to have that guy that was the attorney for that stripper chick that Trump sleazed around with when he had the kid. What was that? Stormy Daniels. Yeah, and he called the attorney like sleazy porn star lawyer or something. And he was like, he made when he got on his show the one time. And Tucker was like, "Well, we're not going to do that anymore." And underneath his name, it was like sleazy porn star lawyer.
Yeah, it's classic stuff.
Okay, I subscribed. I just resubscribed. While you guys were talking about Twitch, I logged in and resubscribed free with Prime. So it says subscribe. Yeah, that should be a done deal. Okay, give
Michael,
them $3 a change.
Michael Avenatti.
15th of every month you do it again. Mine is around the 7th, so that's how.
So it is the 15th. I mean,
it's the 30-day basically subscription. So around the 15th, re-up it.
Yeah, I think I might have missed a month, so maybe I can do it again tomorrow or the next day. I'll try.
Yeah,
never hurts to give them a few bucks.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone did, they'd get a couple hundred a month.
Yeah.
So
they'd be in the fat house.
Something. Get Graham a new phone. Poor guy.
Creepy porn lore. Yeah, he did get locked up, Mr. Some Tosser. He's behind bars now. Michael Alvinati.
Oh yeah, Avenatti is crazy. And every friggin' Democrat, that was in the news was singing his praises for about half a year.
I think he was going to run for president at one point.
Oh,
It really helped
weird guy.
Stormy Daniels' credibility when she made some pornography after everything.
Did you have to do some research on her?
No, but I mean, her name became hot again. Somebody must have offered her some cash. Like, hey, here's $100,000. Do this. And she did it. So.
Yep, make an honest woman, making an honest living.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly.
World's oldest profession.
Right. Yeah, it happens to be Shark Week right now. I think it's on the Discovery Channel or something like that. They just did a show about New Smyrna Beach. Mm-hmm. That's right around the Indian River. Is that correct, George?
Yeah, Indian River, the Ponce Inlet, Indian River outlets into the ocean, Atlantic Ocean at Ponce Inlet.
Yeah.
Yep. Shark bite capital of the world.
They showed a section of beach of probably a mile on either side or of the inlet or whatever, and the red dots of shark attacks over a certain span of years was so overlapped you couldn't tell one from another. I mean, like you said, they're not all bad, but a not too bad shark attack is like 20 stitches, 30 stitches.
Can be.
Like
it's almost always,
hand, knee, foot, things are gone.
It's almost always spinner sharks, which just they think that the surfers' hands and feet are bait fish. They think they're fish, and they take a snag at them and let go immediately, and that's it. I roomed with another lifeguard a lifeguard back in the 1970s, and in the 1990s or early 2000s, his was one of the worst shark bites in the last 20 years, where I don't think they ever identified the shark, but it grabbed his hand, close to the wrist, and took him down, really deep. He was out on the outside break, and it took him down. And when he came up, I went to visit him in the hospital. I read about it, and I recognized who he was. I went to visit him, and he said that his hand was just flopping. It was almost cut off by the shark, and a hand surgeon put it together. I visited him again about a year later, and it was funky. He had all his fingers, but the scars were really weird. The scar tissue was really weird, and his fingers, he couldn't close his hand right. He probably got more therapy, though. I think, he ended up moving out to Hawaii, and I think he's doing a lot better. He's a good guy.
Speaking of smoke, Steve, how's your hand? Looks like you got the cast off.
Yeah, I pulled the stitches out Monday.
Where's it at? Let's see it.
I don't know if you can really...
Oh, look at that. Oh, you did chew it up pretty good, didn't you? Nice. You got the tip of the thumb a little too, didn't you? Or is that another scar?
One, then two, then three.
Oh, man, you just jagged it all over the place, didn't you?
Yeah, I rolled the whole thing right across.
Oh,
you could see the place of plywood had the teeth. It was like, and there's my hand.
I'll show you my Bobo. You can see a little discoloration through there. That's where the steroid shot got put in yesterday. There, that reddish, no big deal. But I mean, it felt pretty good. It was a ganglion cyst. It was a ganglion cyst. It wasn't a tumor. It was a cyst. Good. And so
that'll just go away on its own.
It may, yeah. I mean, the steroid shot should shrink the cyst itself to obscurity. I'm going to see him in 4 weeks. He said the entire operation of the steroid doesn't take place till about full 2 weeks, and then we'll see how it goes. It feels better already. It does feel better. So yeah, I mean, the cyst was about the size of a raisin. And I mean, it was in an area, you know, with MRIs, you know, they slice like thousands of pictures or hundreds of pictures, maybe thousands, you know, through all the tissue slices, and they're just incremental. And then you can scroll, use a mouse wheel to just scroll. It got bigger scars on his what?
Dick.
I feel bad for you there, Happy Dog.
Yeah, and he also didn't capitalize dick, lowercase d, so small d.
Yeah. Well, that's what friction burns from you know what. You know, that's
Exactly.
you do it.
You should see some of the things he stuck that thing in.
Yeah, we're talking about sharks and injuries. This is literally a scene from Jaws. Thresher,
Lesions.
George's Bank. Got me right across the fucking.
But
who was the other guy? Fucking that was a young Richard Dreyfuss and an older Robert Shaw, right? Yeah, classic.
Right.
Yep. That movie changed motion pictures. We were, you know, both my brother and I at that particular year were on the county beach patrol, you know, and we were training out in the, you know, the water. You know, you go out there in the morning, and of course the entire, you know, the beach is huge here. It's like 20, 30 miles long, and there's like with all the station guards and the tower guards, there's like, you know, even back in the 70s there were over 100 guards. I mean, it was 100, 140 somewhere in that area. I think now it's up, you know, more like about 200. But, you know, once a week you jump off the pier, you know, and you swim. I guess it was just a quarter mile. It might have been no, it wasn't half a mile. It was a quarter mile, and then, you know, run back, and you would place. And
those fishing piers are full of bull sharks.
What?
Those fishing piers are full of bull sharks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys were jumping right off, just fucking.
One time we went out there to do, you know, all the entire, you know, big, you know, huge company of you know, guards went running out, and a fisherman had hooked it looked like a tiger shark, and it was at least 10 feet long, and, you know, everybody just ran back in. It was immediate. Yeah, so, but
we're doing a jog today, fellas.
Yeah, it was a jog. That was a jogging day.
Right. Cool, man. That's awesome.
I like that mayor. I like that mayor in Jaws. Total denial. Wanted to make all that money and open everything back up. Kind of reminds you of things today sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, in a way. But that guy was a phenomenal actor.
The mayor?
Yeah, that mayor was really good at that part. I mean, he sold it so well, man.
Yeah, he
and the Alex Kittner, remember the little Kittner boy, and he got eaten, and when he gets eaten, the water, it's like a blood explosion.
Yeah, right.
His mother was like 70, and she goes and slaps
right.
the face. I've read online recently. People are like, "Did anyone notice the Kittner mom was like 7 years old?" Yeah, that's funny. She was old, man. It's his grandmother or something. I don't know, but love that flick, man.
That's a little insensitive, though, Smoke Steve. I mean,
it was
she lost her son.
Well, what about the person that lost the black lab? Remember, or that I think the shark actually killed him.
The
dog that was frolicking in the surf.
That was the implication.
That was one of the first times I saw a boob. Was at the beginning of that movie. My parents let me watch Jaws, and there's a little bit of boob in the beginning of it.
When I was about 6 years old, my folks didn't realize what Psycho was. They took me to see Psycho.
Oh.
That one, my brother is 3 years older than me, and, you know, for about a month afterwards, I'd be in there taking a shower or a bath, you know, and he'd slip into the bathroom and turn the light off and go, "Oh." Right. You know, that was the shower scene where the ring, ring, ring,
right.
You know, 1,000 cuts, or at least 30 or 40. Mm-hmm.
Christine, you remember that movie?
Yeah.
I saw boob for the second time in that movie.
Oh, good.
It's in the drive-in scene. They're at the drive-in.
Yeah, I forget.
I'm thinking more of my boobs came from like Porky's and Porky's Revenge, that sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Porky's Revenge.
those goofy.
I figured out. I forget how I got access to Playboys. I was getting access to Playboys when I was about 10 or 11. Going, whoa.
They're starting to come back to me. Because they were all VHS. Because my dad got a VHS player, and it was American Werewolf in London. I got to see boob in American Werewolf in London again.
Yeah. Also a great movie.
And The Shining, you get to see a boob in that, but it's like a 70-year-old lady that's all like,
oh my god, yeah,
eating up.
the rotten lady, yeah.
Hey, was she in the bathtub or?
Yeah,
That was the
and then he gets that was. I think The Shining was the first time I saw somebody in a stuffed bear costume filleting a man. I think I saw that.
Yes, what do they call that nowadays? What the people that dress up, and I forgot what they call them.
Furry.
Yeah, that's the first furry exposure.
Furries. Yeah, but when that poor black guy got the axe to the chest.
Oh man, that was
holy fuck, that was real. When I was God damn. I mean, that was a shocking scene because the dude was kind of quietly walking along, and like the fucking whammo was. Yeah, that was a good one, man. That might have been the biggest impact in the movie. But one thing I've heard recently is this whole theory that The Shining, he was a ghost. He wasn't alive, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you that Duke Brazzi, he could tell you he's a big.
Because if you remember the picture at the end, it shows
where it shows him in the center. It's from like
1920s, 1930s,
right.
The Roaring 20s. So he was there haunting the place with some kind of he was an apparition. But then at the end, when you see his dead body frozen outside,
you're going too deep, Smoke Steve. I just watched the movie. Once the credits started rolling, I was out of there.
There you go. This one's more on your level. Here you go, Aphid. There you go.
Oh yeah, I believe he's right.
Oh, and let's not.
Wait, I gotta say one time. So when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11 or something like that, I got racked for the first time. This Chinese kid that lived down the street, and he was like good at kung fu too. So, but anyway, he racked me just so hard. He kicked me as hard as he could in the balls, and I popped in that movie, American Werewolf in London, to see if I was still okay. Not sure I remember that until this moment right now, but I was glad to share it with you guys.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it still worked.
Yeah.
What was I going to say, Aphid, when you said...
I don't know. I'm sorry. I knew I'd forget it, though, if I didn't say it right then.
Stoned. I forgot what I was going to
totally
say.
Sorry.
Oh, Revenge of the Nerds. That's an early one for me.
Oh, yeah. I think there is boob in there, isn't there?
There's one also when they have the
moon room. In the moon room, I think there's boob.
At the end, they set up all the cameras.
Oh, yeah, and the cameras. Yeah, that scene, too.
And the booger is like, we've got Bush. And then the Asian guy is like, oh, hair pie.
Right.
My wife hates that expression, so I know I'm going to mess with her.
Hair pie.
It's like, oh, look at that nice blueberry pie. I'm like,
you should roll that one out some night, Smoke Steve.
Throw it into everyday conversation. Really, just sprinkle it, keep it interesting. As long as the kid doesn't hear.
Right.
Hair pie.
What's hair pie?
I don't get the COVID.
Yeah, you can see, Aphid, you corrected yourself. You said, what's up? And then you're like, no, I have to leave out. What's hair pie? Like,
yeah, right. What's hair pie?
What's hair pie?
Oh, I love
Poodle pie.
Those were great. Even the second Revenge of the Nerds was good. Not terrible.
I think I only saw it like once. It didn't have the same effect the first one did.
No, I mean it wasn't as bad as Caddyshack 2, one of the worst.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Times. Jackie.
Were they in like Hawaii or something for?
No, Caddyshack 2.
No, Revenge of the Nerds 2. Were they on some island or something?
They were on a tropical paradise, and
Yeah.
I believe there was a boat trip. It might have been a 3-hour tour, but it was bizarre. They ended up, Booger joins in. Not Booger, the big guy, Ogre.
Ogre, yeah, Ogre.
He joins the nerds. So at the end,
yeah, he does. Yeah,
giant
they
nerd.
jumped the shark when that happened. If you ask me. I mean, that movie was like a easy 10 until that moment.
But
It was up for many awards until he went with the nerds. Critically acclaimed Revenge of the Nerds 2. Until that scene.
Yeah.
Game.
I mean, I could go on and on about that movie, but
I might have been a little bit older when I saw that.
I think you and I are about the same age.
I just turned 47 actually last Tuesday. Hayden turned 48, I think, on Sunday, and then there's a day. He's the 10th, and I'm the 12th. What you got there, buddy? You got like a mason jar there.
Couple jars, nothing crazy. Just some nugs,
Oh, look at that! Now, are you breaking the law, Smoke Steve?
No, this is legal here in my state, brother.
Oh, really? So you're just totally legit.
Yeah.
You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, there's a lot of dispensaries in Massachusetts.
Nice.
Is it medical legal or completely recreational legal?
Medical, recreational, yeah. 20
So I heard the prices have really dropped. What's a jar like that? How much would you have to pay for a jar like that?
Well, let's not pay attention to my jars in particular. I could tell you what they charge retail for 1/8 of an ounce.
Yeah.
It's fucking absurd in this state. It's probably between $60 and $75 for 3.5 grams.
Well, when we were kids, we would get like a quarter, so that's twice of that, right?
For 50.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But it was like totally like you had to spend. I gotta make sure my kids know it. You had to spend like a half an hour like seeding and stemming that stuff. Like those days are pretty much gone, aren't they? You don't have to.
No, it's all sense of me. As
You don't have to like take seeds out anymore. You don't have to get the old frisbee out anymore, do you?
No, generally no. But it's still very expensive in Massachusetts and Colorado. The price, there's so much competition. They've allowed for so much retail out there. They're all competing price-wise. But in Massachusetts, it's because of this fucking state, it's so hard to get a license, and everything's so expensive that there's maybe 50 dispensaries in the whole state where there should be 500. You know what I mean? A little competition, bring the price down.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
But, they have a really strict testing. They test for pesticides. I think it's $15,000 to get a grower's license, and it's probably around the same to get the retail.
Like
license.
you can't, like if you're just like for you yourself, you can't just like grow like 4 plants or something.
Well, the
You have to
state
pay
law
$15
no
or
for
$15,000 or something.
no for personal use, you can have 6 plants
Oh.
per adult per household.
Jeez, dude,
12
you could have 12 plants going on in there.
I could, if I.
And you could just do it like in your backyard, like have a greenhouse.
Mm-mm.
You don't have to like hide it in your basement. Oh, you do.
In Massachusetts, it has to be locked inside a locked
Right.
room, which is stupid because that means you can't grow it under the sun. It's a plant. So you would think, just put it in your yard.
You gotta get those expensive lights and everything.
Right. So there's people who put in solar panels on their roof to convert sunlight to electricity.
Right.
And then they convert the electricity back into more light in their basement. I mean, like they can't just use the sunlight directly. They have to use these complicated
What if I got a sunroof? What if it was a locked sunroom or something?
You could have a
There's
shed.
gotta be some way around this. We need to figure this out.
That's the thing. Yeah, you would think so.
Man.
Got some good sidebar comments
Seriously.
over there.
Mhm.
Seriously though, I mean, when we were kids, we didn't think that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I smoke weed, and he says, why not smoke meth? Because I don't like meth, and I really like marijuana. So that's my reason.
Yeah.
You like your teeth?
Yeah, I've done cocaine a lot in a lot younger days, and I really didn't care for it that much. It was somewhat fun, but you realize that stuff's hurting you, and I don't feel like I've got enough of a benefit out of it. So I was like, this is just not for me. I never liked it. I can't see how people get addicted to stuff like that. But man, in the 80s, people were doing cocaine in place of coffee.
A hell of a drug.
Exactly.
Stuff.
Rick James, right?
That's right.
Probably a good thing I was poor for so long. I could have gotten a lot more trouble than I did.
Yeah, I never messed around with none of that. Not for me.
I mean, in the end, I found out beer, weed's fine. I mean, I did. Mushrooms are fun. Mushrooms are fun, but they kind of mess you up your gut. You know, you're taking a questionable fungus that has some poisons in it that make you hallucinate. It doesn't exactly go through you like, you know, brown rice. It can be
Well,
rough.
you can have a bad time.
Yeah.
Take my word for that.
Yeah.
I still have some aspirations for running for the highest office, so I'm not gonna divulge any more of this talk.
I did some salvia divinorum, and that was pretty strange stuff. That's the
Salvia.
it was
It doesn't last.
divinorum. Yeah, it's very, very quick acting. I bought the cooked down. I don't know what you would call it. Just it's like
Concentrate.
yeah, it's like a concentrate to smoke, like a hash type. And the salvia, it was it's very hallucinogenic. I had my girlfriend at the time. I talked her into it. I thought I actually sort of liked the effect, but it definitely blacked me out, and I would have about a
That's
brief
great.
period of hallucination, and I wouldn't move from where I was at though, but I would find my body was sort of contorted up, or something would be wrong with my posture. And I read that would, you sort of had to expect a little bit of that. And
Interesting.
yeah, and then when she did it, I mean, it was she just freaked. She was just panicked, and when she came to, she was telling me these weird things about beings that were after her and such.
Oh man, that don't sound.
But it only happened. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I was just going to say this was the same thing that I think it was Miley Cyrus got caught photographed or videoed on TMZ smoking a bong, and at the time her excuse was, "Oh, it's only salvia," because it was legal for that period.
It was legal when I was doing it.
Oh, really?
Right.
No, I didn't know that.
It was actually legal up until about 2009, about 2008 or 2009. It was legal in 2006 and 7.
So, George, you didn't get the maelstrom of light and sound and spinning and craziness?
I had one cool hallucination that I was like in a room, and it had these. It was like if you can imagine what a piston of a car, the shape of a piston of a car, and it was like the room had these multicolored pistons, pillars that were at the top and the bottom of the room, and it just spread out through a real long vista. And that was the only notable hallucination that I had on it. And I mean, I'm smart enough to know that anything that's going to bend your mind like that's not something you want to pursue. You might try it, moderation, and dispense with it once you get a little experience with it. That's what I did.
Right.
Especially once it was declared illegal. I mean, at the time I was in my profession, my white collar, the agency, the insurance agency, and I didn't want to, I never wanted to get anything like a DUI, or certainly not a drug bust or anything like that. So, anything that would get me in trouble, I avoided.
Happy Dog says here next week, DMT the week after PCP. PCP, I would never admit to doing, but if I had, I could relay a story to you.
Oh man.
It didn't happen to me, but if I had, this might have happened.
That's right. It
That-
did.
That somebody smoked it, and we were watching the movie The Basketball Diaries. When you're like literally standing up and dancing and waving your arms around like a psychotic person, and you're looking at other people and they're all laughing and you don't know why they're laughing because they're laughing at you. Then, like, that's what PCP does to you. You have no concept of your mind, your body movement or perception of other people, how they perceive you. It's really not good. That's a story I heard about it from somebody else.
He did.
Right.
But you happen to be there watching
Third-hand story.
I just heard it.
Basketball Diaries.
Yeah, that's what.
Did you like Leonardo DiCaprio, his performance that night in that movie?
That person may have. That wasn't much that he covered.
What a character that guy.
I was in the house, so I could say we were watching Basketball Diaries. I wasn't the guy, the man, but let me tell you, that shit is out of control, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I can't imagine that people are like, hey, cool, like, oh, we could just smoke a couple joints. No, let's smoke this PCP and just get so fucking wasted that we don't even control our minds or bodies for 3 hours.
I was like that. I was like the sober dude amongst my friends for the longest time, and because I want to get a job, I didn't want to like fail a drug tester. But they went through like the TV tuner huffer stage and the whippet stage, you know, where they would do those cans that you would put in to make like whipped cream or something. And then, like, their lips would turn purple and stuff, and they're like, it lasts like 10 seconds. And they'd be like, oh man, this is so great. And I'm like, yeah, but you look like such a fucking idiot. Like you're just like destroying yourself. I mean, your brain is obviously not getting oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Like I just never understood their desire to go do all that stuff.
Did you ever see the famous memes of the glue sniffing guy who would huff the gold paint?
Oh, I've seen some gold paint huffers stuff. Yeah. Because they like the gold, the flake, because it's cheap and it gives a different, better high. So like the silver and the gold that has the metallic flake in there.
There's one guy in one of the other websites that I used to hang real tight with, and that he was like adopted. You know, the whole website adopted this guy practically, the memes anyway. And he was, I forget his name, but I think he had a name and everything. It was crazy stuff. You know, the glue sniffing is one of the.
Oh man, it just eats your brain away. Like you could tell. Like I had some friends that just, you could tell they were just like, their brain was just getting wasted.
Amyl nitrate. Yeah, the only time I remember that, I think, was in the Hunter S. Thompson books. He used to talk about that stuff.
Jeez, that dude did some drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went out his way.
Yeah. He blew his own head off with a shotgun, right? 12 gauge, I believe.
I don't know much. I know from watching that
might have
movie.
been a shotgun. You might be right. I don't know the details.
I don't know. He was in, I believe it was a Ministry video. Fucking blasting targets. I think it was.
Oh, yeah. He used to. Yeah, he did blast the targets with his
he did
soccer shorts and tank top. And
a number of Fear and Loathing books. Fear and Loathing with the Hell's Angels, Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail. Of course, the famous Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Right.
I mean, he was. I read
he was intended to write about a motorcycle race, and obviously the fucking story is amazing because, and then when the motorcycle race is obviously like totally second fiddle on that bad boy.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's how all of his stuff probably was.
Yeah. That method of writing was called new journalism. and it was, basically you use the descriptive, the incredibly colorful, descriptive terminology he used for everything that was happening. Just amp up the dramatic qualities up into a just beyond anything that looks like normal drama into the stratosphere. Just crazy stuff.
George.
Okay. Yeah, my brother corrected me on that. He's got a master's in English and call it meme, and meme, and I said meme. What do you mean meme? But
Right.
yeah, okay, yeah, it's meme.
Are you talking about MEME?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what you're talking about. I was like, I'll just smile.
Right, it's a meme.
That's different. That's different than being a grammar Nazi, but that's being a what is that being an etymology?
I'm so bad at grammar. I'm never a grammar Nazi.
I don't know. It's almost like meme is one of the new internet words, like GIF. I mean, they don't really have any.
I thought it was GIF.
GIF or GIF? I
don't know, man. I've always called it a GIF too, but I've heard some people call it GIF.
Okay, Happy Dog, is it GIF or GIF?
Yeah.
Happy Dog.
We got to go to the news source authority here. Oh, that's right. He doesn't talk to losers.
I did hashtag average on Twitter the other day, but I don't really even know what the hell I'm doing with the hashtag thing yet here.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. I just use it like as a joke, like I'll put a hashtag and put a bunch of words after it, But
right.
like I'm not like trying to get it trending.
Clearly not.
I want it'd be cool to clearly with my 50 followers.
Every now and then I get a few retweets of my stuff. I tend to, and that's usually when I pull in stuff that I've used on Live Leak. Some of those memes that I use on Live Leak. I've got some good ones. I got a huge library of that stuff. Just from I've been doing it. Since the early 2000s. Just I love to collect them.
Ooh, CompuServe says it was GIF, but most people use the hard G.
Oh, I trust Last Chance over Happy Dog.
I don't know. Yeah,
he's got twice as many years on him, and with Happy Dog, that says a lot.
Well, that Happy Dog has lived.
We're talking quadruple.
Yeah,
we're talking quadruple digits.
Methuselah.
CompuServe, Jeff.
How old was Methuselah?
That's a good one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Was she the one with the snakes?
No,
that's Medusa.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I correct you and say the wrong name.
Yeah, I know. It's like
that's Methuselah, bastard, mother.
God, you stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the original. What was the movie with the brass owl? What the hell was it called?
Clash of the Titans.
The original one. I love that thing.
Yeah, that was fun.
The funny thing about that movie, I was always trying to like cheat and stuff in school, and we had to do like we had to like pick a subject on like what do you call that time like in history? The Greek, whatever time or whatever, and and we had like a month or something to work on it, and we had to like stand up in front of the class and do like an oral report, and I waited till the night before and watched that movie, Clash of the Titans. So I got in front of the class and I basically just start reciting scenes from the movie, and the teacher let me. This was in middle school, I guess, and he let me go through the whole thing. And then when he was done, I sat down, and he got in front of the class. And I'll never forget. He was like, "Now, students, this is what we call Hollywood fiction." He told them all exactly what I had done, and just totally made me feel like just
that's great,
the smallest human being on. But to this day, I totally remember that whole experience. So he taught me a lesson. Good for him.
I love it. I just realized what I did earlier. I was baked and I had pressed on the top arrow in the comments and scrolled all the way to the top. And then I clicked on a comment and then clicked on G.I. Joe. So simultaneously, like, who was it? I was like,
The Vapist.
here's the Vapist.
Yeah.
It was fucking, how the hell did I pull
As
that
soon as
one
he
off?
started talking, I was like, that's not the Vapist.
Yeah, and then I was like, wow, he changed his name really fast because earlier it said G.I. Joe, but now the Vapist is there. But I had done that somehow and like not even realizing my hand was just floating around over here. I fucking had clicked on a comment. Just hilarious. Like that, sorry I do shit like that, but maybe it adds to the show. Oh man, that was great.
Good old-
In the early days of my white collar business, I lost over a half day of work because I had allowed my desk to get real messy, and one file folder had gotten over to control, and it had pressed down the control button, and I was like, "What's wrong with this computer?" And I was on the phone, with the computer shop, and what? And it's the friggin' control button was down, and so of course that's you get into all types of bizarre, key combination, coding, almost like a coding errors that were going on. And
Right.
finally, I looked at it and I went, "Oh fuck!" Over the years, I've had some crazy things go on.
Mhm.
My first copy machines when I was trying to copy documents that were coming over. They were the blueprint kind that used carbon paper, and I don't know if you ever went through any years of doing white collar work where you were trying to use carbon paper copiers, but those things will drive you berserk. And I was trying to do volumes of work, and I was just going berserk, at it. And finally, you get into your laser printer, your black and white laser printer, and that's perfect for office work. Perfect, I say.
Right.
Oh God, back in the day.
Yeah, back when they were like salesmen for printers and all of that, and guys would come and show you stuff. And
Oh yeah, they were doing that in the early 2000s. Still, they were still doing that. They come by
yeah,
and
now it's
get you to buy their. Hey, we'll let you lease this multifunction machine. By God, we'll sell you all the laser cartridges you need. Oh.
right. Take you out to lunch and try to get you to buy their printers, and rent them or whatever. Right.
That's right. Lease them. Go
Yeah.
lease them.
Now
Save
it's
money.
all the it's all included in the PC world, obviously.
Oh yeah, it's so low. I mean, the price of especially a black and white laser multifunction machine is so cheap. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, really great. Cat over here. My cat's. Maybe he's gonna jump up. Come on, make an appearance, buddy.
Topo says he remembers the first time he finger blasted a girl. The smell was awful. And Happy Dog says wrong hole.
Oh, classy.
I've had a couple. Well, never mind. I was getting ready to do a reminiscence.
Hey, look who it is. We got the man, the myth, the legend. He fell asleep.
There.
That's okay.
Oh,
People fall asleep. You're awake now, brother. Give me 5, he says. You got it 5, no problem.
that's about how much longer my bladder has.
Vic's gone. I'll go to stock cam and do a few things I need to do. And then
Yeah, I gotta go take a piss. So maybe this is a good time to just.
Well, if you're leaving, I'm leaving because I got to too, and I ain't coming back. So
You're not coming back?
probably not.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't mean to rain on the parade, but I gotta go so bad. If you're gonna go, it's gonna make me have to go
I'm
even
just gonna
worse.
go pee and come back, dude.
come
That's-
back.
Well, you can come back. All your biscuit vapes will be waiting for you.
But then I wanted to have 4.
Yeah, well, it ain't gonna happen. Get Happy Dog in here.
We need an even number. If it,
I gotta cook dinner. It's
Oh,
gonna be
wow.
like
Early.
7 o'clock.
You're an hour earlier than me. Yeah, we did
my
lunch.
ex-wife
Yeah.
cooked dinner for me today. I want to tell you. I
So
had
anyway,
steak and
it's good seeing you guys.
Goodbye, my friend.
All right, take care.
All right.
there he goes.
Cypher, I'm just going to run outside. You want to, you can hang or.
Yeah, we can keep going. We got about 29, 30 still watching, and then Biscuit Bait's going to come on. 33. We're up. Look at that. 33. That's the biggest we've had all night. They're coming on. They heard what great stories we're telling.
Exactly. Yeah, things are good.
If you want, yeah, we'll wait and we'll spell each other. You when Biscuit Babes gets on, then you can go and then I'll go.
Right.
When you come back.
Exactly.
I guess really he's getting ready to make an appearance.
Vader.
You know that cat jumps up behind me all the time. Beast. He's right. He's got his front paws up on the arm of the chair, and he's nudging me, and it's getting close to time to where he's going to start working me for his next meal. That's when he jumps up on the back of the chair. Yeah, boy.
Biscuit, I can see you, brother. You're shaking off some cobwebs, getting it together. Whenever you're ready, brother, I'll click you on.
All right, Greg's going to maybe come on. He's saying, fuck it, let me see if I can come on.
Oh, Greg, yeah, come on along, brother. Hey, Biscuit. Oh,
there he was. He's back.
there you're back.
How do I sound today, fellas?
Good.
Wow, clear. Damn.
Out of your eye, you look like you just woke up.
Oh,
Live
yeah,
from BBC Studios, Biscuit Vapes.
Oh, God. I've been getting this all set up all day, and then I was like, I'm really tired. I've been up all night last night.
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to get some fucking sleep. I went to sleep about 4 o'clock, and I woke up and I'm like, shit, what time is it? And like 1 o'clock. Maybe they're still on.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
This guy's over in Asia somewhere, maybe China or Japan. So it's 8:05 where he is. AM. I love it.
Well, it's 1:05 here.
Right. So he's 7 hours ahead of you. So yeah, that guy is waking up on a Sunday morning over there. Cool.
You got
I even got 4 cans of Guinness ready for me as well.
Oh, nice, man. Nothing like a nice nap and then some Guinness.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Right on.
You're getting plenty of hellos on the sidebar there, Biscuit Babes. Central is greeting you.
Well, it's what happens when you come on every week, and then
I know. We were concerned earlier. We were like, "Where's Biscuit? What's going on here, man?"
as soon as I turned YouTube on, I heard everyone saying, "I hope he comes on soon." I'm like, "Are they talking about me?" And lo and behold, everyone was talking about me. Crazy.
Oh.
Shandong, China.
Yeah. Get the miso.
Full of snot, I tell you.
Yeah.
Greg Topple taking Happy Dog's route on that little bit of a ball buster right there, but I love it.
I think I need to wash my face.
Benadryl or
Yeah, he's got a different look there.
Yeah,
it's just a different look for you.
It's all
It's
good.
different lighting too. I think there's a lot different lighting on him.
Yeah, I've got another light down there. Maybe that's not.
Yeah. That's all right.
What did you lose that you couldn't use this for a week? You were using the old thing, and what was it? The stand, the wire? I can't remember.
No, I lost the chair.
The chair.
And then I decided to move my camera so I could sit on my sofa. And now I've got a brand new microphone that I bought like yesterday.
New chair, new mic. Yeah, that's your new chair, right? You're sitting there?
No, this is my old chair, but I've moved the camera so I can sit in my sofa.
Oh,
right.
Gotcha.
and I got a brand new keyboard.
Oh, wow, nice. Mike looks good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's same as Aphid Lips.
Yeah, that foam protector on the front, I guess, is kind of a deadener for popping, right?
Yeah. There's that one as well.
Right. Okay.
Is that a newer? Is that a newer microphone?
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's all right,
newer.
Newer.
It was £42 with the. It's even got a phantom power supply if you know what one of those are.
Oh yeah. It's got a cape.
God, I feel like I've got no eyelashes. It's weird. Let me just turn this on a bloody light source.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where microphone might be my next purchase. This thing is lame, but
No, it looks no different.
when I listen to it back, I'm like, well, I sound clear, so I'll take it. Like you both of you guys do too. We all have 3 different things going here, but it's all better than using the microphone off of either a laptop or you guys are both PC.
Yeah, PC, yeah. Desktop.
Yeah, so
This headphone and microphone set of mine is ancient. It actually, for a few months, I wasn't really figuring out what was going on, but there was some plastic over the foam, and it was so old that it was peeling and sticking to my ear. So I figured out. So I just basically meticulously cleaned all the plastic off so that my ears are just covered by the foam by itself, and they serve just fine. And I mean, unless I'm going to try to do some higher quality sound production, this is just fine. It works perfect. Yeah. I did figure out to put I had this. Let's see what side. I had this way up here before, and it was picking up my nose. I was. So I figured that out and got it down here where it's not picking up my nose anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't sound like too much of a geezer. Wheezing geezer.
Yeah, these headphones have a microphone right here on the ear, but I found it doesn't really come through as strongly, so I got the second USB mic. But I agree, not Cypher, that you have the thing that puts it nearer to your mouth, obviously it's going to be a clearer source. This probably for gaming, this set that
I think mine's got a microphone.
Mine do too.
Headset, but I think it's more for noise cancelling, not for actual. It says mic on the actual headphones, but it doesn't work as a microphone.
I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Mine does. Go for it. Yeah, mine does. Biscuit. Mine.
Just
if I didn't have
just a little hole in the thing saying mic next to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to my buddy. We'll talk for an hour with these on, and I'll use these, and he can hear me as clear as day for a phone call. Yeah, for the internet like this, I don't know if it would work as well. Maybe not.
No.
Maybe not.
But, yeah, I mean, it feels a bit overkill for a bit of a talking with microphone, but if it works, it works. With the big, massive alt setup and whatnot.
It sounds good. It sounds good. I would say because of the pad in front, like it intends for you to be right up against it, But
yeah.
So
when I take it away, does that sound any different?
Yeah, you're much louder.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Is it still clear though, or is it poppy or?
No, to me it's nice, clear, loud.
I'll leave the pop filter off then.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of pop like from that microphone. Maybe the treble might be down, or who knows?
Well, there isn't any control of the volume apart from up and down on the PC settings.
Is that Cypher?
I think it is.
All right.
Was I whistling? I think I was whistling, wasn't I?
I thought I was like, okay, something's happening with your microphone, Biscuit. Cypher coming back. Holy shit. No. Yeah, you have like a professional looking mic there, Biscuit. That looks good. Straight up.
It's all set up with boom arm and whatnot.
Good.
Did you email Interlude pictures of your wallpaper?
I didn't. I ain't got Natalie's email address.
Oh, well, it was a thought.
It was. It was a thought in the late night recesses of my mind.
A thought late in the night.
I actually literally thought about it like yesterday. Literally asked for it. Like, I've got no way of sending her.
So has school started is your little one at nursery school age or?
No, she's in primary school age, and she's not back this week or next week. She's back the week after.
But they are having classes, right? They are.
Yeah, they're going back. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, worldwide, I mean, it's being recognized that you withhold that from children, and there's a point where it's developmentally a big issue.
Well, what they're doing is they're deciding that if they have to stop everything else to get the kids back in, so that adults can go back to work, that's what they're going to do.
That too, yeah. I mean,
so if the pandemic's not at a safe level by then, they're going to be doing stuff like closing pubs again.
Yeah. Over on the sidebar, I don't know if that's a legit email address, but Cup of Tea has put an email address for Interlude.
All right, okay.
I guess that looks
on the YouTube.
I
closed it in haste. YouTube.
I mean, I'm seeing it over on the StreamYard. You know how to, you just.
Oh, is it on StreamYard? Is it?
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is.
In comments.
Indeed. Certainly is.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah. Cool.
Back.
He's back inside, little girl. He's back.
Copy.
Saddle again. Yeah. Natalie, I think she's on Twitter too. So.
All right. Okay.
Probably whatever you could imagine. I don't know. I don't know. I never like talking about other people on the internet. Like I'm like,
I've got a thing now anyway.
There's an etiquette to that, I think.
Exactly. I may have screwed up along the way sometime. I don't know. But I'll be talking to someone else like Graham, and Graham will be like,
there we go.
Something else. He'll be like shaking his head. I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Should I stop talking? Like
I got only my second infraction on LiveLeak ever, and I know exactly why I got it. Just a couple of weeks ago. I think it takes a month to outlive that, right? I think they fall off.
Just give us 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
I
got it to me. A couple of guys, and I did a no-no, but it wasn't a full-blown no-no. It was just the insinuation that I could if I wanted to, and just that is too much. You don't ever make a veiled threat of any sort.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's bad form, and I succumbed to it after being abused greatly. I might say I was pissed.
Yeah, but all of us assholes on the internet shouldn't get pissed at all of the rest of the assholes. For this.
That's right.
It's all petty bullshit, and half the time I don't even know I think people are just trying to piss people off.
Yeah, well, there's definitely trolling. I mean, flame on.
Right. So yeah, there's two ways to look at it. You can either engage and just say fuck it and have fun with it, or kind of ignore it. You probably take the fuck it. I'm gonna fuck with these guys. I'm gonna.
Yeah. It's almost obligatory.
Right.
It is fun. I mean, it just for me, it's an enormous emotional discharge. I've mentioned the erratic this erratic thing, this Jotel thing that I'm into, joy of the erratically lived life. That's real for me. The erratic nature of what happened to me over the decades, and the fact that I had a nervous system on top of a nervous system. I really did. I had nerves that were coming from dimensions and angles that I had no idea what the fuck was going on with me. And it all went back to flaws, in my anatomy, bad fucking flaws, things that were, trying to paralyze me, things that were trying to, give me, disease processes that were gonna, maybe put me in the grave. And just it kept going on and on. So anyway, discharging that in an anonymous, semi-anonymous, format over discussion boards and other, social sites, I get enormous discharge of emotion. And usually there's learning experiences back behind all of it. It's not just totally random, anarchistic, bad craziness that I want to spread. I tend to learn from the fights that I have online with everybody.
Well, that's good.
Usually I do.
Well, that's good.
So there's that.
Nice. Are you not big on Twitter, George?
No, I'm pretty big on it. I just no, I've been subscribed to you for a while, and did you see that thing I wrote to you about last week's show?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I signed it GGB, the gorgeous George Begonia at the end. But that's my real name. You see my real name, when you see that is my name. Actually, it's my middle name and last name. I've always gone by my middle name and last name and not my first name. My first name and last name. So, for what that's worth.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
Twitter locked me out for about 7 months because I couldn't remember my old bloody phone number.
I'll be.
Yeah.
It did. You had two-step verification and you couldn't verify?
Yeah. Basically, what happened was I changed my number about 4 years ago and then changed my number again. So I remembered my number that was last, but the one that I had for about 3-4 months before that, I didn't remember, and that was the one I'd obviously used for the two-step verification like an idiot for Twitter.
I'm a big retweeter on Twitter. I love to retweet good stuff, and I subscribe to about 10 different memesters, and I love the memes, that they come up with. I mean, they're just hilarious.
I follow things like Neil deGrasse Tyson, SpaceX, Elon Musk.
A little brainier than I am.
Oh yeah. But there's also some other things like because I'm a vapor, I follow some vape review people as well, and some coil builders.
Oh well, then.
Yeah, Tyson's good. He does some astrophysicist stuff that I feel like it's understandable. I mean.
Well, yeah, that's why Tyson's brilliant, because he explains it so everybody can understand.
Right. Yeah, I dig that guy. He's all right. I mean, he's all right. If there's a few episodes of Joe Rogan where he features him as a guest, and he's just on there, just dropping it, and Joe Rogan's giving him his bro, like, wow, I love it, man. And I'm like Joe Rogan Jr. I'm like, wow, yeah, I love that shit, dude.
I was heartbroken when he was accused of not sexual assault but
harassment,
sexual harassment. Yeah. Just because he's a touchy guy, he'll grab people's shoulders and like.
Tyson or Rogan?
Yeah, Tyson.
Oh, really?
Because he's a touchy guy. He likes to communicate with touching shoulders. He does it with everybody, whether you're a woman or a man.
Problem with him.
Yeah.
So did that bear out, or did it just wash out?
No, just washed out. I mean, it was just what kind of guy he was. He likes to hold people's shoulders to enforce, like that.
Yeah, but if that dude walked up to me and touched my shoulder, I'd be like, no. I don't care who you are.
They're like Joe Biden, huh? Just get behind him.
Joe Biden, I'd be like, Joe, come on, go that way. The microphone's over there. You got your speech? It's like, yeah, it's written on my phone.
Trippy old guy, man.
Oh dear.
I mean, we got
watch it.
two
Have you
trippy
ever,
old guys, you know.
have you ever heard of
Both running.
Schmohoyo?
Cornholio?
No, Schmohoyo.
No.
No?
Can't
The
say
Gregory brothers?
Nope.
You never heard of the Gregory brothers? No?
Nope.
Oh,
No, sir.
that washes over. Well, anyway, they're an auto-tune thing on YouTube, and they're like songify things, like things like the news. And they did something with Joe Biden where he's like singing about telling people to buy a shotgun instead of an AR-15 or a tank.
Shoot that shotgun off your balcony, and you
Still buy a shotgun, baby.
Yeah.
You don't need a machine gun. You don't need 30 rounds. Buy a shotgun. Buy a double-barrel shotgun. So they like auto-tuned him talking with, and then put someone, Photoshop someone with a guitar next to him.
Awesome. I love it.
I like the ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
that's
got
them.
time for that.
That's them. That's Schmoyo.
How about me a cold pop?
And then the bed intruder song as well.
Hilarious woman talking about a fire. There's a fire in there.
Oh Lord Jesus, there's a fire.
Lord Jesus, there's a fire. She'd shake her head when she said it. She was being interviewed by a newscast.
Yeah.
And then it was so hilarious. You know, you get these hilarious, you know, people on the street interviews. Hers is one of the most famous of all time. You know? And then there's the one you're so stupid.
Yeah.
You know, where somebody was trying to break in and they got his
hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah.
They're locking your people up everywhere out there.
That's right.
How about what they found? They found a girl who'd been kidnapped for like 6 years, and the guy was eating the Big Mac. He's like, I come out, I was eating my Big Mac, and I knew there was a problem when you see a little white girl running up to a black guy.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly. That gets a lot of play.
Thank you, sir.
You knew something was wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is that the guy with the dreadlocks that smacks him down?
No, this one was just they arrested the girl had got out of the house.
Yeah.
And this guy happened to be eating his Big Mac nearby, and he saw the whole thing go down. And he's recounting it to them.
There are a lot of internet famous, interviews like that, and that's one of them. What you just said, Smoke Steve, that's one of the big ones.
That's a good one, man. The woman
something was wrong with I think he said a pretty white girl runs up to a black man.
Yeah, you knew something was wrong. There's a white guy right next to the reporter who's like cracking up, laughing his ass off.
Yeah, that guy, the criminal in that case had 4 women, and 2 of them had babies. 2 or 3 of them had babies by him.
Sicko, man.
Oh yeah, that was a bad one.
And they interviewed that black guy a little bit later, and he's like, "Yeah, I barbecued with him. We had beers together. I had no idea he had women in like chains over there." It was like the guy was seemingly completely normal, yet he had people captive in his house serving him. How fucking bizarre.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We got the sidebars active over here. TP for oleo for my bungholio.
Right.
Except
Poetry of Joe Biden is funny. John Grammaticus says, like Joe when he tells the story of Corn Pop, the guy at the pool.
So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap, and I love kids jumping on my lap. Jesus, man. Joe.
He was like, my leg hair is very light colored, and it starts
turned blonde in the sun.
It starts flowing, and it's blonde, and then the kids would like to rub my leg hair and watch it bounce around in the water and float around. They'd rub my leg hair.
Yeah. That sounds really nasty.
Well, I mean, I spent a lot of time on pool decks, and I know what he's talking about. The roaches. You know, you get roaches in the concrete areas. So I learned about roaches too.
Right. So he's not off on that.
I never had kids rub my leg hairs though.
Right. That was an odd one.
Yeah.
Then he goes into Corn Pop and something. I don't know. The night.
Bad dude.
Right.
Corn Pop was bad dude. So I got a chain. I think he said the pool, man, the pool guy took me into the pool room and into the pump room, and he's going to give me a chain. And so I took the chain and I went out and I confronted Corn Pop.
That's right. Use the chain.
He's like a cross between, both Sonny, Corleone and Fredo Corleone. He's like big, he's tall, like Sonny was, Joe Biden, and he's got that at this point in his career, he's got that Fredo, mentality.
Yeah, but also he's at his age, he's getting a little into Don Corleone too, with just
he's
a little out of it sometimes, but sometimes it's together.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing the other day on Fox when he rode by the reporter and the guy said, "Did you pick a running mate yet?" And he said, "Yeah, you." I thought that was funny. I was like, good joke, And Fox goes and he's like,
Right.
Biden doesn't know what he's talking about. He's fucking lost it again. No, he was actually making a joke,
Yeah.
Making sense for the first time in his life.
Right.
The guys that know me on the sidebar on Live Leak know that I'm, a defender of I'm a Trumpian, but I do see the character flaws in Trump's character.
Speaking of that, I took the plunge.
But he is.
I
still think
I took the plunge on Live Leak.
Did you? Well, good for
on
you.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
And the first video I watched was some guy having a parrot eat his teeth like popcorn.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and the second video was the police killing a guy coming out of his door because.
Well, he was dark and they didn't identify themselves, or maybe they did.
No, it wasn't that one. It was playing games with his girlfriend in his flat, and there was
I vaguely remember that.
Because they were being a bit ruckus in house. Someone called a domestic violence on him.
Did you just go
comes out at door with a gun in his hand, puts it behind his back when he realizes it's police, and partner of the police because this guy leans forward, the partner of the other copper pulls his gun out and shoots him 4 times in the back. And he was dead. And his girlfriend's blaring out. It was disgusting. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But
did you register as Biscuit Vapes, or did you just go in as guest?
I can't remember. I think I was just guest.
Yeah.
I ain't registered.
You'd remember if you registered.
Yeah, I were a bit sickened after watching that video, so I get up.
So much for that, huh?
I love the parrot video because I'm a big parrot guy, but that video put me off for a little while, so I might go back another day.
Biscuit, you're a bit different. Tender.
I am tender. I'm not used to seeing people getting murdered.
Dude, old school Live Leak had the worst of the worst on it. That's what attracted a lot of people.
I can't remember what it was called. There was a magazine. I think it was called
Bizarre. A number of the maiming videos back. They've been showing.
I used to buy a magazine called Bizarre, and that had in the middle page it had a little news feature with a gruesome death or a very near miss. And the worst one I ever saw was a guy with a tree trunk literally through his chest.
Oh no!
He drove into a tree that fell off the back of a lorry, and log went straight through him.
Yeah, every now and then you see
that. And the worst part was because it's a 18+ magazine, they showed everything in full HD.
Yeah, that happens. It happens.
Yep.
I guess Bizarre was like Live Leak before Live Leak was a thing.
I would say so.
Like Eerie.
Yeah.
Eerie magazine. That was just horror magazine. Graphic
magazine,
comics. Yeah. Pulp.
Do you have any of those still? Biscuit?
I'd not bought a magazine since bloody Pornhub
No, I
came
mean, do you
out.
have any of those
Say again, what, the bizarre magazine?
gore ones? Do you have any?
Oh
of
no! They were long gone. It must be about 15 years since I last had a magazine.
Yeah,
15 years.
we still get random ones delivered for free. It's bizarre.
Yeah. Oh, I get things like House Proud that come from council that I rent my house off.
Yeah, we get one that's like birds and gardens, and I'm like totally into it. I'm a bird guy, so I love reading about birds.
The only time I ever see a magazine now is if I go to hospital and they've got like a few laid about on the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you can't touch them, dude. It's all like
Right, all of our medical offices. I'm old enough that I go to doctors every second week or so at least. And over the last few months, they've dispensed with all they check all the magazines out because it's just a spreading mechanism, for COVID. The COVID.
I mean, I think I've developed some sort of like fear of going outside because I went to the parcel shop today because Amazon sent me a keyboard that didn't work, so I had to send it back. And I don't have a printer, so I had to go to a drop-off parcel shop, and I was petrified. I went out with my mask on, and I was like, I don't like this. This is horrible.
Yeah, I think that's called agoraphobia.
It might be, but it's because I've been in the house for 5 months. I've never left.
It's a natural human thing, man. When you're not around people, you get used to being alone, I think.
I know. I don't like being outside anymore. It's strange.
Uh-huh.
I used to look. I were on my bike. I thought maybe if I go on my bike, it'll be a nice experience, but it felt weird.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Keep doing it, dude.
I will do. I'm not. It was uncomfortable. I'm not saying it's impossible to do. It was just uncomfortable. Maybe I'm on the brink of agoraphobia.
You still have that scooter of yours?
Yeah, the bike. Yeah, electric bike.
Yeah, I mean that's getting on that is always, I'm sure would give you a cheap thrill.
Yeah, well, next weekend, my mum and dad's taking my daughter away for last week, on day trips in camper.
Oh yeah.
So I should be able to get on my bike a bit more then.
Yeah, good. Yeah, do it for sure.
But with no intentions of going anywhere but the countryside, because I'm not going anywhere near people where I might catch it.
Well, last year it was, I guess, Interlude was on, saying how she went out to the country and camped and did not want to come back. Not want to. I can understand that. If I had a little more wealth, man, I would follow the seasons and I would find up north, for the summer instead of
Cypher. That's just an excuse, You don't need money to go follow the seasons.
Yeah. You got to have enough to.
No.
I transport the cats with me, and
there was a man in England that walked north and not from very south of England all the way up to the very north of Scotland. In I think it was 2 months. He had £5 to his name, and he lived on that £5 for like 9 months.
Yeah.
Because he was just basically working on people's kindness instead of spending money on himself.
Yeah.
He had his tent, he had his back, like all his bits he needed, and he was set for a £5.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be set for a £5.
So what you really mean is you want to go on a luxury cruise.
I love short luxury. The cruises are great now. They got, not only do they get coronaviruses on them, now they got the novel coronavirus. I don't think they're booking cruises even now on the cruise ships. I know the jets are starting to fly, but I don't think the cruise ships are cruising yet. I might
Speak,
be wrong.
speaking of coronavirus, I found something quite cool about it. Actually, the thing, it did come from bats, but the bats hold like all the viruses dormant in the bodies, and they only get sick when they get stressed. So like the bodies have got antibodies to fight it, but the antibodies fail on the bats when they get stressed. So when the whole colony gets stressed, some of the bats die from these viruses, and then the whole colony just gets stronger through every bout of these
Yeah.
things. But it's only people going towards the bats that's caused the virus, to come to us.
It's a bizarre, area of epidemiology.
Yeah,
The
it's
transmission of
definitely
viral diseases is just a
it's definitely China's
horror
fault for
show.
having wet
Yeah,
markets, like live animals and with dead
yeah.
animals and
I haven't, disseminated the theory with any conviction at all, but I continue to have a suspicion that we have, spreaders that are purposely, using, in hydraulic systems, you can inject substances. In other words, I worked in working with at the end of my career in the in the pool business. I was working with 12-inch piping
yeah,
with forced injection systems of chemicals,
yeah,
and you could easily put on a rig like I mean even a vehicle with a regular 2-axle long bed truck. You could put the culture of the coronavirus, of the COVID virus, into a large tank,
yeah,
similar to a gas tank, except it would be a tank that's full of this biological weapon. And then you could put a forced injection system with an injection pump, and then you've got your exhaust coming up and out and back. You could put that on, multi-wheel rigs. You could put it on 2-axle trucks, and just travel all around the different, thoroughfares of towns, and disseminating this up into the atmosphere.
do you
And I
not
mean,
think
I,
that
I
that,
can't
that
put a lot of stock in it because there's not a single intelligence agency, or I've never seen a single news story saying that that's a valid
to me
potential.
that sounds as nutty as a flat earth theory.
Yeah, it's into science fiction. It's into James Bond stuff where you have to have
Yeah.
a fictitious villain. But you
The,
know,
the 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 one thing that makes me say that's definitely not true is the fact it's not necessary.
well,
The virus itself causes the vectors by infecting subsequent hosts, and they spread it like wildfire, and that's exactly how the epidemiology looks on the
let,
map.
in the States, there is a subculture of people out there that hates the establishment, and I mean it's a hate that's totally irrational, and it's vicious.
Yeah,
So again, I mean, it would make a great novel. I mean,
it
but
would.
it probably will not ever bear out as being a
No.
valid, parameter for what's going on.
Now, what could be happening is people with the virus and are bitter about it, and they're intentionally spreading it to others because they were like, "I've got it now; everyone else can have it."
I mean, yeah, in the professional world, you had a little bit of that with AIDS. I mean, I remember, and you probably remember this, Steve, but a couple of dentists, were purposely infecting their patients. They would inject AIDS, solutions that had AIDS in them. They would infect their patients. And I
Yeah.
mean, it was just, there were some weird things that went on, but again, that's a different disease process. And
I mean, there was some nasty people that were spitting at police
yeah, yeah.
because they knew that they had the coronavirus.
Right, that is true.
Yeah,
So, I mean, on a person by person basis, you could have that, but what's to stop? I mean, again, I nurture that a little bit. I have just enough, things going on.
Yeah, I mean
in
the
head
the
that are extracurricular.
the real conspiracy theory is whether scientists in Wuhan developed the virus and it got out, or did it naturally occur with someone eating a bat
Right,
or eating an animal that was infected from a bat?
right.
Pangolin.
Well, that was there. We had American, U.S. money going into that Wuhan laboratory. There
Yeah,
was funding, like I think it was in the area of just under $6 million was
I mean,
to
isn't it weird
that
that
lab.
isn't it weird that there's a biochemical lab right where it
Well,
started? That's
right,
the weird part.
right, and I mean, I don't tend to have an animus towards the guy, but Fauci was one of the scientists who was in the Wuhan lab with some
Yeah,
regularity. So, I
yeah.
mean, you get into conspiracy stuff that's, way out in la la land pretty quick.
I
And
mean,
then you also
the
have
other point, if it did come from the lab, was it
operations.
on purpose or by accident? I
Right.
think it was accidental either way, because why would you infect your own country first?
Well, I've heard that there was a guy in the lab who could sell some of the fucking animals that they had used
Yeah.
on the wet market in some of the experiments. Like,
Oh
that
right,
was,
okay. So maybe that's how it happened.
I mean, that was
Coin. That's crazy.
very, very common. Like, there was a guy who made a lot of money on that who worked at the factory.
That's
I
crazy.
think either way, the virus was a natural virus that's just been released somehow. It's not. It's not. It by the looks of it, it doesn't look like it was engineered.
We're getting some
No,
interesting
not
side
engineered, but it existed probably at a very low level. But until it was brought into a human environment,
Well, the
and
thing is, an animal virus has to mutate before it can infect a different,
Yeah.
a different species. It can't infect multiple species until it's mutated, because on it the receptors in our bodies are
See you
slightly
there,
different,
fellas.
and it has to have the right receptor for it to work and hurt people in, like in humans from another animal.
That got a lot of sidebar activity, a whole bunch. Some of it's silly, but some of it's, interesting. It was Saddam Hussein's weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, it's worldwide. I remember when I was watching that world map of cases, and I was watching United States map, and it's like, oh, there's 3 cases in California, 15 cases in New York, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, it went up and geometrically progressed. It's like, God damn.
exactly, went up quick.
It did go quick. It was like, oh, it's only in Wuhan. It's only in Wuhan. It's only in Wuhan. It's only in the next city. It's only in the next city. And then boom, it's every fucking where.
Yeah, it was like January till now is only August, and it's been
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Wasn't it like 3 months? And then it was in every country, almost every country in the world.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's how it works.
All it takes is basically there's a virus in China, and a lot of people from other countries live in China, and they're like, oh, we don't want to be here while that virus is here. They all fly to their own country and take it with them.
Right.
But
I think I read that there's still 40,000 U.S. citizens who are abroad and who are not yet back in the United States.
yeah, I mean, what I don't get is why did they bring everybody back? Why didn't they just leave, make it so that the entire of China was quarantined when they found out the virus was there?
All of that should have occurred, and I mean, it's
Nobody should have been leaving that country.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, we'd all be working now. We'd all be, I'd have had my operation for my stomach. I'd have been getting thinner. Fucking bastards! I hate them all.
Yeah, I hear that. You'd be on your way
God,
to being a slim man.
I would.
Yeah, once you get that, what's that process called?
A gastric bypass.
Yeah, yes, stomach stapling in effect.
Yeah,
In effect,
it's
Yeah,
it's
gastric
actually more like quartering my stomach
Yeah.
into half and then disposing of half of it.
there have been. The biggest example I remember is the black guy, the Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton weighed probably over 300 pounds, somewhere between around 350 or so. And
Yeah.
now you look at him. I mean, you probably know who he is, but don't pay much attention to him, which is wise, actually. He's a skinny guy. He's a real skinny.
I mean, what am I? I think I'm nearer 500 pounds.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think 465 pounds. I think I weighed at last.
I've lost about 15 pounds since about 2 months ago, and my hips are thanking me already.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting to do a lot better where it gets me is getting up from the armchair and getting out of bed in the mornings.
I mean, my problem at the minute is not overeating. It's not exercising because my body keeps shutting down. I keep sleeping I must be sleeping about 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's not good, but I just can't
help it.
I hope not. I've been tested last year to be not, but my feet keep swelling though, and I keep getting symptoms of diabetes, but they just keep diagnosing me as not diabetic.
Well, I just had my semi-annual on Thursday, and with my general practitioner, and I'm good to go. Everything's good. The blood value's pre-diabetic. The A1C is the blood sugar. A1C. I didn't even know about A1C until about 2 years ago. Even though I knew all about triglycerides and other blood sugar issues.
Yeah.
But I'm good to go. I've been without the grog for about I'm right at 5.5 weeks now, and that gets the triglycerides down and the A1C down real quick.
I only drink on this stream, so it's like only once a week. It's not too bad.
In my very heaviest drinking, it was from 2010 until about 2013. I ended up with sores on my legs. I mean, I was ready to go into full blown, full blown. What do you call it? You just said it. I'm having a senior moment. What you just said, and I asked you if you were, and you said it. And this is senioritis, Steve.
Diabetes?
Yes, diabetes.
Yes.
And
it can't be diabetes.
I just said it, 30 seconds ago, and then where did I go? What's that stuff called? Jeez.
Oh dear.
But, and now I'm just nothing like that's going on. Even when I was getting a little bit heavy on the drinking here in the last couple of years, off and on, nothing like what went on in the early part of the 2010s. So that's good. And I mean, even the end, your hands, your forearms, your lower legs, and even your head is considered an extremity. And when one becomes elderly, like I am, young men and women who are listening.
All right, guys, listen. I have an obligation upstairs to read some books.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But I mean,
I knew that medical talk would do it for you.
I think maybe she's waiting. My wife just said, "Yeah, I know. My kid's waiting."
That's fair. It's late.
All right.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
All right, fellas. I mean, I could leave it going here, but maybe
no. You're good.
It's fine.
We're down. Everything's down. And we're
I've had nearly an hour.
Viewership's down. I'm talking shit. We'll see you, man.
All right, we'll see you next